As the sun has risen over a cloudy and beautiful snow-covered morning here in Mount Pleasant, the sun sets on the careers of 8 Central Michigan Chippewas here this morning. Tonight, or rather this morning, they've got the opportunity to complete their first sweep of the second semester as they take on the Cincinnati Bearcats. Good morning, everybody. Happy Senior Day, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. Reagan Cleaves alongside my broadcast partner, Michael Rosenkrantz. We're so happy to have you along here for one final time in the regular season as the Chippewas take on the Bearcats here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Well, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, in part, Michael, because it was a beautiful Friday night. Central Michigan gets their first 7-goal performance of the second semester, and they come out on top 7-0 last night.
Exactly, Reagan. If there's any game that you wanted to see Central Michigan take advantage of and really use their opportunities, they did just that last night. 3 goals in the first period, only 1 in the second, but then they cap it off with 3 more in the third period. They just did everything right yesterday. They did the little things right. Now, granted, of course, there's a couple penalties that's to be expected in a game of hockey. But in terms of talking about playing tenacious defense, looking for your opportunities, cycling the puck, they did just that, and there were a lot to be proud of last night for CMU.
Yeah, and one of the things that they should be most proud of, indeed, is the fact that that's the 3rd straight game in which they've shut out their opponent in the first period. We've talked about so much this weekend, Michael, about Central Michigan needing to start fast. And that's been really the story of this entire semester, is starting fast, starting on time. And they've really done that in the last 3 games.
They really have, Reagan. I don't know what the message has been in that locker room, but whatever is being said, it's worked so far. And I really love how Central Michigan has really found their ground when it comes to getting those fast starts that they're looking for. And in this game where you honor 8 seniors, they're going to certainly look to keep that streak going here this morning.
Yeah, indeed. And they couldn't get 8 goals last night to honor the seniors, but the seniors got in the mix as well. Jake Bishop, a junior, got a goal last night. Isaac Gibbs had 2 of them. Julian Johnson as well had another one. But I want to talk a little bit about Jace Johnson, who is now scored in 4 straight contests. That's the longest streak on the team this season, going back to the beginning of the year. He has been so good all year, but he's really turned it up of late.
He really has, Reagan. It's really been speaking to how well-rounded Jace Johnson is as a player. He had so many points in his high school career in the MHSAA, and now he has 25 goals. As of yesterday, he has 33 points on the season now, which we'll talk about a little later. But when he's really stepped up and when he really needs to show off his speed and provide a spark in the offense and really make some moves and really get those scoring chances, he's really orchestrated that. So yes, he has shown up big.
And indeed, thanks to Jace Johnson's orchestration of the offense as of late, the Chippewas improved to 12-17, 2-0 last night. Again, they're 4th in the conference. They will take on Michigan Flint next weekend and for the number 5 in that first round of the MCHC playoffs. But last night was the first back-to-back home wins the Chippewas have had all year. This is a team that last semester really turned things up on the home front in the second half of the year. They won 5 straight to end the year here at Martin, and this is the first time they've won back-to-back. It feels like it should have been a shorter time waiting than this.
Oh, for certain, Reagan. But it's a drought that you want Central Michigan to break and that you want them to continue to try and get a win on home ice as you honor 8 seniors. There's going to be a lot of emotion today. Tempers are going to be high, emotions are going to be high, but it's important to play and have fun and especially let loose today. And hopefully CMU can get a win on home ice one more time.
Indeed. And their opponent, Cincinnati, they struggled last night, obviously. 7 goals. They allowed the first shot on goal past Justin Blauman. But I really think that this Cincinnati team, though they struggled last night, they're a decent team. They can take some things out of last night.
Oh, absolutely, Reagan. You and I touched on it yesterday. One of the things that Cincinnati can take away from last night is the pressure that they put on Central Michigan, whether it's on the forecheck or on the back check. They did an exceptional job. Even when they were down in a really deep hole, they found a way to keep the pressure on, lay the bodies on CMU, and they made it really tough for Central Michigan at times to find some passing lanes, and they forced some turnovers, so expect them to do that here again today.
Yeah, indeed, and Cincinnati came off the hop quite fast yesterday, but they ended up dropping the first ever game between these two teams 7-0 last night, so Central Michigan has the edge in the all-time series. Turning now to take a look at our players to watch, Michael. This Central Michigan team led by Jace Johnson on the score sheet, but you also got to keep in mind the 8 seniors that they're honoring here today.
Absolutely. Jace Johnson is going to be a player to watch for. In 31 games played, he's entering 32 today, 25 goals, 8 assists for 33 points. Jace is on a 4-game goal streak. Orchestrator of this offense, not really much to be said about him, but we do want to highlight Josh Gilgren, one of the 8 seniors that's going to be honored tonight. He's played 29 games now, entering number 30 today. 2 goals, 5 assists for his 7 points on the season. I really think he caused a lot of turnovers yesterday, just being back in the own D zone, and really when Cincinnati was applying the pressure, he was working tenaciously on the defensive end to try and cause some turnovers. So I'm going to go with Josh Gilgren there as one of the 8 seniors being honored tonight. Now taking a look at Cincinnati, I'm going to go with Forsberg, Joseph Forsberg, 14 games played. He has only 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, but you saw him yesterday in some rushes. He's really starting to orchestrate some of the offense for Cincinnati. And he's got great speed to work up the wings. He's got some nifty moves, and when he gets in and he has a shooting lane, he can really cause some problems for Central Michigan. And finally, we'll take a look at Jacob Vesco as well. He's played in 16 games, 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. He's another one of those guys offensively for Cincinnati that can do just that. He'll kill you with his speed, and when he gets a lane, expect him to shoot the puck.
Yeah, so those are your players to watch, but now we got to talk about keys to the game, Michael. Central Michigan, they are coming off their first back-to-back wins at home all season. What do they have to do to make it 3 in a row?
Well, Reagan, I'm going to highlight another key from yesterday. It's a broken record, but you got to have another fast start. You got to keep your foot on the gas just like you did yesterday. 1:09 in the hockey game. Isaac Gibbs scored right off the bat, it seems like. So a very quick start, and you got to continue that here today for CMU. And again, another key to the game, you want to keep looking for your opportunities. It's going to be a different Cincinnati team than what we saw yesterday. It's tough to beat a team twice, so they're going to make some adjustments. So CMU, when they're playing their own style of hockey, they still got to look for those opportunities and take advantage when you see them. And finally, you got to have fun, you got to play with grit, and you got to let loose. You're honoring 8 seniors today. It is going to be an emotional day, but you want to send your seniors off with a bang, so a win on home ice would certainly do justice with that.
Indeed, it would certainly, and Central Michigan set them up well, out shooting Cincinnati 42-11 last night. And in that third period, they only allowed 2 shots on goal. That's the fewest in any 20-minute span this season that the Chippewas have allowed. So they are setting themselves up well to carry that momentum here into this morning's contest. Taking a look at the scratches for Central Michigan, Andrew Porzonic and Isaac Hopp, as they have been all throughout the semester, out of the lineup. The only netminder scratch tonight is Isaac Leisner, who got the shutout win last night with 11 saves, so he gets a little bit of rest, and he'll watch the starting netminder, Roran Jones, for Central Michigan, as he gets the start here on senior night. Senior day, rather. This time, this early morning game is throwing me off, Michael.
Reagan, I don't blame you. We got out of here just about 11 p.m. last night, and with such a quick turnaround, it's throwing the time schedules off, so I can't blame you there.
Well, I apologize in advance if I say anything about tonight or today. It's this morning.
You know what we're saying, folks.
Taking a look on the other side of the ice for Cincinnati, they scratch Patrick Luongo, Alex Cannon, Joseph Forsberg, Zachary Roos, Connor Gleason, Jacob Medine, Thomas Bayham, and Elias Pont, along with Brandon Shabaka. Those are their scratches tonight. So Forsberg out of the lineup. We'll have to figure out another player to watch for Cincinnati here, Michael.
Once you said Joseph Forsberg, I said, wait a minute, he's not in the lineup? So I said, gosh darn it, he's not a player to watch for anymore.
Well, that's the problem with doing these last night. So that'll do it for our pregame show. We're just an abbreviated segment here this morning because we're going to send it down to the ice momentarily after this break. We're going to honor the 8 seniors and the 3 media seniors as well, Michael, myself, and Joe Grogan, our video photographer as well, and then Zach Kennedy, our producer today, also a senior. We'll talk to him during the second intermission. Well, that is just about it for our pregame coverage. We'll step aside. Senior Day ceremony coming up right after this here on CCHN at Central Michigan and Cincinnati in the final day of the regular season here from Mount Pleasant.
have the lineup. I just have things for senior day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Oh,
who's going?
yeah, here you go.
So he's going by number?
Yes. Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Martin Ice Arena for the 24-25 season finale as the Cincinnati Bearcats take on your Central Michigan Chippewas. Tonight, we honor the 11 seniors who have dedicated their collegiate careers to this club for the past couple of years. Our first senior is number 6, Captain Owen Campbell. Owen is from Jackson, Michigan, and is majoring in business administration and minoring in marketing. His plan after graduation is to work in heavy construction, sales, or tech sales. Owen wore the number 6 because of his cousin Al Gwynn, who he thought was pretty cool. As a senior in high school, Campbell changed his number to 7 in honor of his late brother Pat. Campbell's favorite CMU hockey memories were the Florida trips his freshman and junior years. His favorite game at CMU was beating Lawrence Tech in overtime his freshman year in the second round of the MCHC playoffs. His advice to incoming freshmen: wake up every morning knowing you're pissing excellence. Our next senior is number 15, Kyle Bowerson. Kyle is from Marysville, Michigan, and is majoring in general management. His plan after graduation is to go into wealth management. Kyle wore the number 15 because of his father Clint and brother Hunter. Bowerson's favorite CMU hockey memories were beating with the team down in Fort Myers, Florida versus FGCU. His favorite game at CMU was the outdoor game earlier this season in Chicago versus Loyola. His advice to incoming freshmen: time flies by faster than you think. Our next senior is number 19, Isaac Gibbs. Isaac is from Novi, Michigan, and is majoring in exercise science and minoring in kinesiology. His plan after graduation is to attend PA graduate school. As a kid, Gibbs wanted to have Gretzky's number, but someone took it, so he chose 89 instead. Isaac said there was no reason for choosing number 19 other than it being a good-looking number. Gibbs' favorite CMU hockey memory was going to nationals in St. Louis his freshman year. His favorite game at CMU was scoring the Michigan goal at Michigan Flint 2 years ago. His advice to incoming freshmen: enjoy your time here while you can, as it goes by too fast, and work your tail off in school. Our next senior is number 28, Captain Christopher Martin. Chris is from Novi, Michigan, and is majoring in entrepreneurship and minoring in marketing. His plan after graduation is to move back home to Novi, start his coaching career, and get a job in sales. Martin's childhood number was 14 in honor of his favorite player, Brendan Shanahan. He picked the number 28 because 18 was taken by his older brother, Brennan. Chris's favorite CMU hockey memory was being able to play with his older brother, Brennan, for 3 years at CMU. His favorite game at CMU was beating Hope his freshman year to win the Vezina Cup. His advice to incoming freshmen: don't take your time here for granted, because you will create relationships that will last a lifetime, and always remember the name on the front means a lot more than the one on the back. Our next senior is number 33, Lauren Jones. Lauren is from Fenton, Michigan, and is majoring in finance. His plans after graduation are to pursue a job in financial analysis, marry his fiancée, who has been with him for 7 years, settle down financially, and have a family. Jones chose his number because he is 3 years and 3 months older than his sister, and another influence was Patrick Waugh. Lauren's favorite CMU hockey memory was his debut at Michigan Flint, where he earned his first win and shutout. His favorite game at CMU was beating Grand Valley State 2 seasons ago winning 6-4. His advice to incoming freshmen, be grateful for hockey, have fun doing what you love, and don't forget that school comes first. Our next senior is number 57, Chris Armentrout. Chris is from Roselle, Illinois, and is majoring in marketing and minoring in sales. His plan after graduation is to go back to Chicago and get straight to work and start his professional career off on the right foot. Growing up, Armentrout changed his number quite a bit from 16 to 86 to 77, ultimately landing on 57 because it was the number his older brother wore and was an influential hockey role model. Chris's favorite CMU hockey memory was scoring his first goal in his first ACHA game against Western Michigan and the trip to Florida last year with the team. His favorite game at CMU was beating Michigan at home last season, feeding off the crowd surging to the win. His advice to incoming freshmen, have fun, work hard, be a good student, and cherish these years while they last because they move fast and you will never get them back. So make these memories while you can. Our next senior is number 92, Assistant Captain Josh Gilgren. Josh is from Atlanta, Georgia, and is majoring in marketing and minoring in professional sales concentration. His plan after graduation is to continue working in hopes of owning his own business. Gilgren wore the number 92 because it looks cool on a jersey. Josh's favorite CMU hockey memory was scoring a goal at Saginaw Valley State in front of a huge crowd. His favorite game at CMU was the home opener against Ferris State when CMU won in overtime. His advice to incoming freshmen, don't feel pressured to do everything, follow your own path, and don't let people's opinions and thoughts get to you. Be yourself. Our next senior is number 93, Julian Johnson. Julian is from Brownstown, Michigan, and is majoring in criminal justice. His plan after graduation is to be a special agent for the DEA. Johnson's favorite CMU hockey memory was going down to Florida in 2022 for his CMU debut and scoring his first goal. His favorite game at CMU was beating Lawrence Tech in double overtime in the MCHC playoffs. His advice to incoming freshmen, don't take it for granted, it goes by fast. Our next senior is assistant coach Marcus Katzer. Marcus is from Adrian, Michigan, and is majoring in general management. His plan after graduation is to either become the general manager with Chipotle or pursue management positions within the security field. Katzer's favorite CMU hockey memory was the road trip to Missouri and winning the Route 66 showcase. His favorite game at CMU was anytime against his hometown team, the Adrian Bulldogs. Katzer says their tuition was too high for him to attend, which makes it extra fun each year to beat them. His advice to incoming freshmen, always give everything you've got on and off the ice and listen to your teammates and coaches. Time flies by here and all roads lead to Beer League. Our next senior is broadcaster Michael Rosenkrantz. Michael is from Clarkston, Michigan, and is majoring in broadcast and cinematic arts and minoring in sport management. His plan after graduation is to continue to call games for Clarkston while continuing to apply for full-time broadcasting or play-by-play positions in the industry. Rosenkrantz's favorite CMU hockey memory was CMU's 4-2 win over Michigan last season on senior night. His advice to incoming freshmen, enjoy the ride, be ready to work, but work within your limits. You will have time to make sacrifices, but embrace each opportunity you have. Your time is limited in college, so make the most of it every day. Okay. Our next senior is broadcaster Reagan Cleaves. Reagan is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and is majoring in broadcast and cinematic arts and minoring in sport management. His plan after graduation is to get a broadcasting job in baseball or hockey. Cleves' favorite CMU hockey memory was getting to meet and work with so many wonderful people on the team and around the ACHA. Reagan's favorite ACHA memory was being able to call the 2024 D2 National Championship with his friend and longtime broadcast partner, Devin Serra. Cleves' favorite game to call at CMU was last year versus Michigan on senior night and Devin's final regular season broadcast. His advice to incoming freshmen: don't be afraid to take risks. You never learn anything that way. If things go wrong, it's okay. Adventure and problem solving is what makes life worth it. We're waiting for Joe. Hey Michael, give me a thumbs up when I'm good. You good, Joe? Last but not least, our final senior is Director of Social Media, Joseph Grogan Leisure. Joe is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and is majoring in broadcast and cinematic arts and minoring in journalism. His plan after graduation is to hopefully work in the sports industry, specifically in hockey, whether through social media, photography, and/or graphic design. Leisure's favorite CMU hockey memories were the overnight trips across the United States with the team. It was a great time bonding with the media team and was extra special to represent CMU hockey in enemy territory. Joe's favorite game was the win over Lawrence Tech in double overtime 3 years ago. His camera battery was at 2%, however, he was able to get the final seconds of the game-winning goal. His advice to incoming freshmen: don't stress about the future too much, because before you know it, it will become the present. Use this time to build your brand and identity, be creative, but most importantly, have fun and enjoy every second. Fans, give it up one more time for your 2024-25 seniors.
Those were the 11 seniors honored here this afternoon. I know, Michael, it was a bit of it's bittersweet as we say goodbye to this great barn, this great environment for one last time here, the final home game of the season. But there's business to be had, and no longer any MCHC implications, but a couple of great series going on this weekend. We apologize for those technical difficulties. We have got 4 headsets up here. Michael took the wrong one. But so as they're introducing the starting lineups down below us, an action-packed week in the MCHC. You got Oakland and Lawrence Tech battling for that top spot. They play on tonight at 3 p.m. LTU won the first game 5-1 yesterday, but so they take that top spot in the MCHC. Oakland has to win tonight, or LTU's got that top spot.
Yes, they do, Reagan. It's a very dire situation for the Golden Grizzlies as they're looking for that top spot. So will it be the Golden Grizzlies, or will LTU get the number 1 seed themselves and have a great picture as they're going back into playoffs as they march towards March in St. Louis?
Indeed, a couple other games going on. Calvin beat Michigan Flint 9-0 last night. They wrap up the series tonight, or tomorrow, or rather tonight, actually, at 8 p.m. down in Flint. Adrian takes on Akron in the first game of their series today at 3, and they'll get things wrapped up in the regular season tomorrow at 1 p.m. With that, we'll send it down to the ice level, and we'll take a listen to the national anthems here from Martin Ice Arena.
National anthem has concluded, and now it's time to take a look at your starting goaltenders for Senior Day, where Cincinnati is taking on Central Michigan. Let's start with the Bearcats. They're going to go with John Brian Russo, who in 9 games, he's entering number 10 today, has a 3-4 record with a .511 goals against average and an .865 save percentage. For Central Michigan, they turn to one of their seniors who was just honored, Lauren Jones, who is playing in his 8th game today with a record of 4-1, a .242 goals against average, and a .926 save percentage.
Thank you, Michael. And in front of Lauren Jones, Central Michigan will start 5 seniors. On the defensive, Chris Martin and Josh Gilgren, both Martin the captain, Gilgren the alternate, then Captain Owen Campbell, Isaac Gibbs, and Chris Armentrout, the starting forwards for the Chippewas here this morning. Cincinnati will go with James Mellis, Elijah Harder, Alexander Moore, Jacob Vesco. They're starting 5. Puck is won at center, and we are underway for the final time here at Martin in this 24-25 campaign. Puck's back quickly to the neutral zone. Central Michigan, though, will gain back in their own end. Stretch pass through the neutral zone, cut off at center by Rayecki. Gibbs will throw it on into the near corner, behind the net, Armentrout. The boards with the Bearcat, that's Mellis. One to the near side, and Cincinnati will move out right to left across your radio dial for those black Red and white uniforms. Central Michigan, once again, wearing those white homes, left to right. Owen Campbell down into the corner. There with Brandon Fever. Fever was able to clear it out and it'll roll back into the Central Michigan end with 50 seconds gone in the opening period. Campbell can't connect on this stretch pass from Bowerson, and it'll be icing 55 seconds gone in the first period.
It's a quick icing, Reagan, but I like the tenacity that Central Michigan is showing. They're getting the puck into the O zone very quickly here. And again, although it's going to be an offensive zone faceoff for Cincinnati, Central Michigan is starting out fast. They're getting into the O zone. They're applying that forechecking pressure, but now they got some work to do on their own end.
Face off to the right of Lauren Jones. Tied for the lead on the team in wins this season as the netminder. Isaac Leisner with that shutout victory last night got his 4th win of the year. There's a big save by Jones off the right pad. Cincinnati, though, right back in, a centering feed knocked away to the point, and it's just too far for Peyton Bray, and he'll have to chase this back out to the neutral zone. We'll connect on the near wing with Zale. We'll shovel it on into the offensive end. Clements behind his own net, flubbed the pass, gets it right back on the bounce. And the return from Siraki, and it's put behind the net for Bowerson. We'll wrap it around to the near side. Look out, great play by Morgan to poke it away from his man. He's got speed down the right wing. He'll pull up in the corner, circle around looking for a pass. He's got Siraki in front to the back door. And Bishop couldn't get a handle on it. And here comes Cincinnati. Zaya will dump this in. Bowerson after it in the far corner with 1:45 gone. Look out, a flub pass, stepping in. And great play there by Bishop to knock Fiala off the puck. Bowerson, rink wide feed to the near side. Clements will motor it on out to Connor Morgan. Has 6 power play goals this season. Picked up a even strength goal last night in the win. Cincinnati moving out of their own end here. Steven Sanders will throw this on ahead. Camara back behind his own net. Lots of back and forth play here early on, Michael. Neither team really generating a ton of scoring chances.
No, not too much at all, Reagan. And both teams are really pressuring each other really well. And the physicality is ramping up. What we saw yesterday, bodies are being tumbled to the ice already in part due to large hits being laid on the board. So that physicality has certainly stepped up early in this one.
Yeah, credit to Cincinnati. It's a much better start for them. Central Michigan doesn't have a shot on goal by my reckoning, but still at this point, it's been all Cincinnati, at least in the Central Michigan end. Camara back in his own end with 3 minutes gone here on Senior Day. Central Michigan coming off that 7-0 win last night in dominant fashion. We're already past the point in which they scored their opening goal. Isaac Gibbs got the tally 1:09 into the game yesterday.
He really did, Reagan, and credit Cincinnati. They're making the adjustments right out of the gate. They seem to be skating faster, and they're really finding a clear path to the puck and not being complacent with it in their own zone, because holding on to the puck too long, you could cause a turnover.
Julian Johnson, Kuhn, and Armentrout out there for CMU, that third line that's been doing a lot of work here in terms of the physicality department. Now look out, a centering feed knocked away. It's loose in the slot. Has a good opportunity there for Cincinnati. This is lifted down the ice. Icing's going to be waved off as it gets past Rousseau. Behind the net, poked in the near corner, taken by Mellis. Stretch pass to the neutral zone, tipped on ahead there by Vesco. And with 4 minutes gone in the period, a stretch pass will make its way to Kuhn. He's got a 2-on-1 with Armentrout. Kuhn over the line, lurks in, shot. Gobbled up there by John Brian Rousseau.
That's not a bad initiative by Kuhn. You remember in last night, you saw Chippewas with a couple of 2-on-1, even a 2-on-0 opportunity where you'd have liked to see him pass it. I like that initiative by Nick Kuhn. Get a shot on John Brian Rousseau. Make him think a little bit, and it's an offensive zone draw for Central Michigan.
Face off to the Dublin, Ohio natives right. Won by Central Michigan. They'll get it back up to the point. Here's Martin. He'll walk the line. A shot snapped just wide. Rebound. Jace Johnson picks it up in the near corner. We'll look for a pass. Tried to drop it off to Campbell. Off the deflection. Eventually got to him, but got tangled up in the official. And Mellis will get it out here via Wettingel. Wettingel will throw it on in. It'll rattle around behind the net. The far corner where Martin will play it. The captain out of Novi. The near side to the sophomore in Jace Johnson out of Brownstown, Michigan. They can't clear it. Wettingel overskated it in the slot. Gibbs will kick it to his skate and lift it off the glass out to center. 15-19 to go. Look out. Campbell stepping in. Free. It works in, and he lifted it over top of the goal A beautiful opportunity for Owen Campbell. Another scoring chance generated off of a turnover, but this one can't find the back of the net.
That's a great heads-up play by Owen Campbell to cause a turnover, knock the puck down when it was going to be passed ahead, knocks it down. He has the left wing open with him, and he works in on John Brian Russo, made a nifty move to try and deke, but just put it over top of the goal.
Face off to the right, or the left of Rousseau, a big hit in the corner. That doesn't, that goes unpenalized. Here's Bowerson's shot from the point. That was blocked away. Look to see who that was. It looks like it was Elijah Harder. Good to see him get back up, but that's a tough penalty to let go if you're the officials right there. Here's Bishop, far half wall. Put it down behind the net for Siraki. Had a goal last night, centering feed. Wettengold was able to poke it away to the near half boards. Max Grimes, the freshman, stepping in from the point to poke it free. Big hit there by Morgan. Absolutely obliterated his man. That's Harder again. Massive hit there by the junior out of Orchard Lake St. Mary.
Oh my goodness, what a hit by Connor Morgan. Elijah Harder not stood up not once but twice. Oh my goodness, the physicality has been ramping up already, Reagan.
We saw the physicality reach a boiling point in the second period yesterday. A couple of fights in that middle frame, though things cooled down a little bit in that third period. Meanwhile, the physicality in this first period are right back where it was in the middle frame yesterday. McCrae gets dumped to the ice by Millis. The rookie out of Menor. This will deflect up and out of play, and faceoff should come outside the zone with 13:57 to go first period.
This has been a back and forth game thus far for both teams, Reagan. Cincinnati has sort of cooled off their pressure a little bit in the offensive zone. Now Central Michigan trying to tilt momentum back their way and trying to get offensive chances of their own.
Julian Johnson to dig in here with Alexander Erickson. Cincinnati will win it, and Mellis will move out. Got his first ACHA goal back in October at Butler. Hasn't had a point since. He's kept off the score sheet, obviously, yesterday with that shutout. Look out. Julian Johnson's able to poke it on ahead. It's a 2-on-1. Johnson out in front. A shot off the post. Oh, my. Miller had a wide open cage in front, but he couldn't put it home. That's a couple of great opportunities for Central Michigan here as we reach the 6-minute mark, and a massive hit from behind. That's going to draw a penalty here on Cincinnati. They'll touch up, and it's going to be Caden Lyons to go off. He had plenty of penalty minutes last night, 14 of them to be exact, and it's going to be interference, the call on Lyons.
And Caden Lyons going back to the box again for Cincinnati. That one taking place at 6:42 of the first period. So Central Michigan is going to get a chance to go on the power play early in this one, Reagan. Andrew Siraki broke that scoring drought on the power play with a tally yesterday. Chippewas certainly will want to keep that going here today.
Chippewas only have had 4 power play goals all season at home. 4 for 35 at home, but overall they're 20 for 107. That's just a hair under 20%. So a power play here for Central Michigan early, their first of the night. They're 1 for 4. Oh, and now I think he might have gotten a game.
I think Lyons was indeed sent off. He didn't have a stick with him, and officials are talking with, looks to be head coach Matthew Lindley for Cincinnati, and he skated off without a stick and went towards the locker room. So yeah, Reagan, I think he might have gotten kicked out.
He might have gotten kicked out, or we'll see if they replace him in the penalty box. My guess is he broke his stick going to the penalty box and he was sent off. Either that or he does have a misconduct, but he hasn't been sent back. Or, they haven't replaced him in the penalty box, rather.
Yeah, it looks like Lyons is almost towards the direction of the Zamboni door, and it looks like he could be looking for another piece of twig.
That's my guess, and it looked like an arena attendant worked their way back to the door to help him in, and now Elijah Harder has gone off the ice. My only guess is that Harder is off for injury purposes. We saw him take 2 big hits in his own end A couple of minutes ago, Chippewas on the power play. Shot for the point, deflected in front by Saraki. It goes wide. Campbell up to the left point for Martin. Will walk the line, left circle, Campbell. Back up, deep slot for Martin. Right circle, Gibbs. Will wander his way back up to the point. Cross ice feed, knocked away, but Chippewas get it right back. Here's Campbell. Martin up at the point. Wrist shot through traffic, deflected up and out of play there by Morgan. Good opportunity. A couple of good looks 28 seconds into the power play.
Absolutely, Reagan. That's a really good initiative play by Chris Martin, trying to get a deflection out in front by just throwing a shot in front of traffic. Again, Central Michigan doing a great job at creating traffic in front of the net, making it hard for Russo to see.
Face off to the right of Russo. Off the tie-up, Chippewas will get it back up top. Top power play unit still out there for CMU, 4 forwards, 1D. Here's Gibbs, right circle. He's got time and space. Shot blocked in front of Russo. That might have gotten through. Either way, it stayed out. Here's Saraki wandering around behind the net. Looking for a pass. He's got it far side, Campbell. Martin up at the point. Back to Campbell. Left hash. Back up for Martin. Will walk the line. Shot through traffic. Save Rousseau. Rebound is cleared to the corner, but not out. Campbell still has it for CMU. Dipsy doodling his way up to the point. Gibbs to Martin. Back to Gibbs. He's got it. Stepping in. Shot gobbled up there by Jean-Brian Rousseau with 54 seconds to go in the power play. It's been a good look for CMU on the power play. This is something that they've been trying to get working at home. And part of the reason they've only scored 4 on the year is they've had half of the power play opportunities at home than they have on the road.
Exactly, Reagan. And I would also argue that once they get it out of the offensive zone, you and I have talked about this, they struggle to reestablish, but for the most part, in that entire shift on that power play, Central Michigan kept it in the offensive zone. They're cycling the puck very well, and they're getting some great looks on Rousseau.
Second unit out there now. Here's Johnson stepping in right circle. He'll pull up in the corner. Up to Camara out there with Gilgren, Armentrout, and Bishop. Johnson's got space. Works in. Shot deflected just wide there by Rayecki. 36 to go in the power play. Armentrout up top. He'll fake the shot. Near side, Johnson steps away from a check. Got it to Bishop. Deep slot. Armentrout will tee it up and fire a shot. That was blocked by Rayecki in front. And Armentrout will be chased by Rayecki all the way back to the neutral zone. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Now ticking down to 15. Camara working out of the neutral zone. Right wing side. Across that line. Will duck into the corner. Centering feed knocked away. Wettengold got to it across the way. Gets it to the point, but not out. Camara throws it down the wall. Gilgren behind the net. Bishop across the way. Shot deflected, loose in front. And it's worked back behind the net. 11:13 to go in the period. Power play is over. Look out, Cincinnati might have numbers, but the pass ahead for Wettengold off the stick of Sanders goes too far, icing the call. And you know, I think that Lions got a game misconduct there because they sent him off the ice. Actually, no, he got a 10 because never mind, he's back to the bench.
Yes, he is.
I don't know.
It's confusion already, Reagan, but although the first tally didn't go on the power play for Central Michigan, rather they're 0 for 1 on the power play, I like their chances on the power play. They cycled the puck with confidence, and they look for their open shooting lanes. But one didn't find the back of the net, but that's what you like to see on the power play that struggled at home.
I really think that Central Michigan, you need to get those looks, but as good as those looks were, they need to shoot the puck a little bit more. They've had a couple opportunities on that power play, but all in all, not a ton. Still looked good though, mind you. And now Cincinnati's going to start the breakout from their own end, right to left. Here's Nick Lindsay. We'll dump it in over the line just to the right of Lauren Jones. Has Jones had to make a save at all in this game yet, Michael? I haven't called his name.
I don't think he had.
Penalty coming up on CMU here as Clements took his man down behind the play.
But to your point, Reagan, I don't think Jones has yet to make a save, and now Russo's going to go off to the bench for the extra attacker.
As we reach the halfway point of this period, 6th attacker on with Rousseau to the bench. Up the near side, it's chipped across the line. Here's Fiala stepping in, shot snap. That one just wide. It'll rattle around and back out to the neutral zone where Mellis will pick it up. He'll play it DDD to Sanders on the return feed, trying to cut through the neutral zone, weaving through a couple of Chippewas. It's more over the line. The leading scorer works in, shot saved there by Jones. Goes back up to the point, and finally the Chippewas will touch up and will get a penalty here on CMU. It's going to be Clements to the box at 10:15.
So as quick as CMU on the power play, now Cincinnati will go on the power play for the first time today. Fans, don't forget the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcast for CMU men's D3 hockey and women's D2 hockey, as well as CMU men's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as never to miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
We'll look out, a big opportunity in front there for Cincinnati as they're to work on their 4th power play of the week, and they were 0 for 3 yesterday. Stepping out in front, loose puck knocked away, rebound, right wing circle. Here's a shot deflected just wide, rebound back behind the net. It'll be chipped away there from Oregon Katarlin. Oregon Katarlin back behind the net, got it free near side to Moore. Moore out back up to the point, Mellis slapped it across to the far side, taken there by Vesco. Wired around behind the net for Erickson, centering feed knocked away, and the Chippewas are able to clear it. So now the key is not to let Cincinnati reestablish this zone possession. Look at this forecheck here from Grollo.
That's great hustle that you want to see out of Ryan Grollo. He's a young player on the Central Michigan team, only a sophomore, has lots of great years ahead of him, but that's what you like to see from your young guys, and that really establishes from this veteran presence of seniors on this team.
Well, despite that forecheck, Cincinnati right back into the O-zone here. They get it up to the point. The Chippewas, though, able to get out. Great battle here from Connor Morgan. This penalty-killing unit has been solid all season. Haven't allowed a power play goal at home since November 23rd. Morgan intercepts a pass at center with 30 seconds to go in the power play. It'll be rattled around behind the net and across the way. It'll be taken by Lindsay. We'll play it behind the net. There for Zale. Rookie out of Westchester. We'll move it on out. Drop pass. Here's Oregon Katarlin, the leading assist getter here for Cincinnati. Will protect the puck into the corner, hauled down by senior alternate captain Josh Gilgren, who takes it and lifts it out the ice. Great shift there from this PK unit. As this will expire the Clements penalty. So good work from the Central Michigan penalty kill, which continues to be great at home. 7:30 to go here in the first period. Andrew Siraki knocks this puck down at center, and he knocks down his man, and this is going to be a penalty, it looks like, on Cincinnati here. Here's Bishop over the line, a centering feed back up to Gilgren. His shot blocked by Wettingel. We'll jam it down into the corner, centering feed. Morgan's got it across the way. Extra attacker on with Jones at the bench. Campbell, that extra man, works it up to the left point. Martin rattles it around the boards. It'll come to the near side. Morgan down the wall to Siraki, 6-on-5. Right point Gilgren, he holds it. Right hash Siraki. Work around the zone, tried to send it across. Gilgren will race after it. Delayed penalty still on here for Cincinnati. Campbell, rink wide feed. Morgan will play it at the point. Kept it alive. Luck out. It's loose in the bottom of the right circle. Chippewas still take it. And now, they'll blow it dead. It looked like that might have been played with a hand pass here. But Siraki's going to head off, having successfully drawn a penalty, and the Chippewas will go back to their second power play of the game.
Both teams trading power plays very quickly, Reagan. I think it might have been touched by the blocker of Russo just ever so slightly. I think that's why they blew it dead. But Central Michigan 0 for 1 on the power play. They'll have another opportunity here with another penalty on the Bearcats.
So it's going to be Sanders to the box at 13-16.
And Reagan, you could go so far as to cycle the puck on the power play, which the Chippewas did a great job of doing, but this time you'd like to see more shots from them.
Second power play of the game for CMU, but they're unable to control it as Cincinnati got it right back out. This top unit out there for CMU, and look out, they give it away. And Cincinnati, that'll give them some time and space to breathe with already 15 seconds gone in the power play. Over the line, here's Vesco, centering feed. He's hammered to the ice by Campbell. Gibbs will motor on out over the left wing. Working to the outside, circumnavigating the zone. Near side, dropped it back up to Martin. He's got it rink wide to Campbell, but it goes off his stick and down into the corner. Chippewas still have possession, though. Pass deflected. Campbell gets it. Martin back to Campbell. Left circle, hold. Deep slot for Martin. His wrist shot through traffic. That just skitters wide. 1:12 left in a scoreless first period. Martin back up top. Pardon me, a minute left in the power play. About 5:48 to go in the period. Puck's tied up behind the Cincinnati net. Cleared to the point. Great keep in there by Martin. Campbell, left hash. Will wander his way back up to the point and he'll walk the line. Trading places with Martin. Nifty shovel pass to Gibbs. A shot. Glove save. Rousseau rebound. Lifted over top of him, and Cincinnati was able to clear it away from the goal mouth. 43 to go in the power play. Back down in the near corner behind the net. Gibbs protects the puck. Left circle Campbell. Near side for Morgan. Look out. He's got time. Works in and he scores! Mr. Power Play has goal number 7 on the man advantage this season. It's 1-0 CMU.
The Chippewas continue to cycle the puck, Reagan, but this time Connor Morgan finds the back of the net. It's being able to keep in. They trade places, Campbell and Martin, just to shake up the shift a little bit. And it was a great job, a great pass to the right circle to feed Connor Morgan, who picks the top left corner over Russo, and it's a 1-0 Chippewa lead at 14:45 in period number 1.
How about that? You hadn't scored a power play goal since December 14th at home, and you get 2 in back-to-back games against Cincinnati. It's been a fantastic stretch here for CMU, Michael, and good to see them get on the board, especially when it's been a much more even first period than it was last night.
Absolutely, Reagan. You're starting to see a really balanced Cincinnati team. This is a much different team than the one we saw yesterday, last night. They're playing with composure, and look out, they're starting to rush.
Now down the right wing, cutting in on goal. Jones gets high-sticked, and oh, look out, Cincinnati, they broke a stick, and he's playing with a broken stick. How is that not a penalty? He attempted to play the puck with a broken stick, and the referees let it go. Keep an eye on Jones as that stick got broken on his head as it was Ogren Katarland cutting to the face of goal.
Man, you would think that would have been called, but in terms of some calls, officials letting the men play today.
Usually a high stick doesn't really get called on netminders all that often, especially with the rise of the lacrosse move. But you'd think if you play the puck with a broken stick, that's almost an automatic penalty every single time. But nonetheless, we play on. 16 minutes gone in the first period. Now, here's Moore stepping in to the right point. Look at the hustle by linesman Chris Thayer behind the play to take that broken stick off the ice, and he's right back to the near side. Of course, Chris Thayer, one of the staples of this area in the ACHA and high school officiating. Always a fun character. Look out, Johnson, the front of goal! Tipped in by Nick Kuhn! A beautiful play by the freshman out of Forest Hills Northern Eastern, and it's 2-0 CMU.
That one, Reagan, was also off another turnover by Cincinnati. Gilgren able to collect the puck at the blue line, work down the right wing, circle in towards Russo. It almost looked like he sort of fed it through the legs of his defender, and Nick Kuhn, creating chaos in front of the net, was able to tip it in past Russo. Nick Kuhn, what a great feeling for him to get his second goal of the campaign. That one coming at 16:30, just over a minute in between goals.
2 minutes and 15 seconds between goals. There as this will go for icing against CMU. 14:45 and 16:30. If I'm doing the math right, that's 2 minutes and 15. But fantastic play by Nick Kuhn. Again, opportunistic. That's what Central Michigan has been here in this series. They've forced turnovers. They've taken advantage of mistakes, not only in this series, but also if you go back to that Michigan series last weekend.
No doubt, Reagan, and they're really doing a great job of keeping track of what they did right in that Michigan series and what they're continuing to do right in this Cincinnati series.
Just a hair over 3 minutes remaining here in this first period. Cincinnati down by 2. Central Michigan right back in. A backhand bid in front there by Martin doesn't go. And now a penalty coming up on CMU. McCrae's going to go to the box, hauling down his man in front.
So Cincinnati's going to go back on another power play for them. And Central Michigan, we talk about staying disciplined. They do have a 2-goal lead on the Bearcats right now, but you do want to stay disciplined. And Cincinnati's going to get a great opportunity on the power play here. Your PK unit has been great so far this season, but you got to continue to play with discipline and hold strong. And fans, just a reminder, stay tuned for the first intermission report. Reagan and I will have that for you after this first 20 minutes. But first, there's a remaining 3:01 and a Cincinnati power play.
And also as a part of that intermission, we'll have a chat with head coach Brendan Martin. We forgot to get we didn't have enough time with the fact that we went straight from warm-ups to senior day to starting lineups and national anthem. Of course, Cincinnati trying to get back with a snowstorm that's coming in here today, hitting the mid-mitten pretty hard. Supposed to get 6 inches over the course of the last maybe 12 hours and the next 36. So some heavy snow coming up our way, and Cincinnati hoping to at least not get caught in the worst of it on their long trip down to Cincinnati. Now big work here by CMU in the defensive end here. They kill off the first 30 seconds. Cincinnati doesn't get a shot off. So good work here by the maroon and gold on the penalty kill. Morgan, Bishop, Bowerson, Clements out there. Great play by Bishop to knock that puck away, but still taken here by Rayecki. Over the line, he pivots the captain, back up top here for Zale. He'll play it down the wall, a centering feed from Sanders knocked away. Rayecki, one-time blast blocked by Bowerson. Up at the point, kept alive by Zale. Rayecki couldn't handle it. Wettingle will try to backhand that back to Rayecki, but it's loose into the corner. Clements cleared it up to the point, kicked and kept alive there by Zale, but on second attempt, he's unable to keep it in. 45 to go in the McRae Minor. Both teams have had now 2 power plays in this first period. Bowerson will dump this in, go off for a change. Gibbs, Hutton, Camara, and Campbell now the penalty killers for CMU. This is a good forecheck here by the maroon and gold. And they've had good forecheck the last 3-4 games.
They really have, Reagan, and it's really starting to show. You're seeing Cincinnati getting tangled up in their own players almost as they're trying to orchestrate what they're trying to do on the power play, and CMU sends it back down the length of the ice.
Yeah, this penalty kill unit frustrating. These power play men for Cincinnati. Now the men in black, white, and red will move out right to left with a minute to go in the period and the power play expiring here for Cincinnati. Over the line, good breakup there by Camara in the corner. Got it down low, Moore centering feed, a shot fanned on there by Vesco. And now Jace Johnson with speed up the right wing. Steps around his man with the check. He's got a man on the far side. Got it to him. Gibbs! Oh, and he couldn't finish the backhand. Now with centering feed. Hutton denied. It's still loose in the right wing circle. Chippewas will clear it away. Boy, what a great opportunity. That's now 2 or 3 2-on-1s that CMU has had in this first period that they've been unable to capitalize. Now Moore creates a turnover, centering feed. Got it back up top for Lindsay. His shot saved by Jones. The rebound comes back down low. Taken by Fiala. Back up to the point. Here's a shot by Mellis. Goes wide with 10 seconds to go, and the net comes off its moorings here, I think. So CMU won't be able to change. 11.2 to go in the first.
Cincinnati continues to turn up the pressure in these waning seconds, but how about that opportunity there for CMU? If Gibbs would have gotten the stick down on that puck, it could have been a 3-0 CMU lead. But how about Russo, though? On that second chance opportunity, he made a wonderful save to keep Cincinnati to a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, John Brian Rousseau has been pretty good this year for Cincinnati, and now CMU back out with 5 seconds to go. Johnson over the line, dropped it off. Campbell with time, shot deflected wide. It'll go into the corner, and that'll do it. Oh, boys, faceoff was in the CMU end, and now Cincinnati gives up that opportunity when it looked like Cincinnati might have had a good opportunity to maybe get something before the end of the period.
No doubt, Reagan. That's a missed opportunity for Cincinnati that they're going to talk about in the locker room going into the second period. They have a lot that they're doing right in terms of keeping the pressure on Central Michigan. And for CMU, they've had great opportunities so far. They got to continue to find those and do great work at finding your chances and putting the puck in the back of the net, as they've done that twice.
Indeed. Chippewas find the back of the net twice. They're up 2-0, and for the 4th consecutive game, they've shut out their opponent in the first period. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back, but first we'll send it to the coaches' show. A little bit earlier, Michael sat down with head coach Brendan Martin before the game. We didn't have time to get to it, so we'll get to that conversation now. 2-0 after 20 minutes, CMU up on Cincy.
Welcome back to Martin Ice Arena. Michael Rosencrans here with Central Michigan head coach Brennan Martin. First of all, Brennan, happy senior day to you and your players.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, this is a great day for them, and it really just celebrates the commitment that they've had to put in for the last 4 or 5, some 6 years, right? And not a lot of people understand that how big of a commitment it really is. You're practicing 3 days a week. You're playing games from September all the way up until March, and so I mean, this is a huge commitment for them, and this is really to celebrate them, and yeah, it should be a great day.
Celebrating 8 total seniors today, and while it wasn't 8 goals yesterday, to honor those 8 seniors, 7 certainly will do. What'd you see on the ice last night?
Yeah, well, we got goals from 6 different guys on all different lines, and the production was there. I mean, we outshot them 42-11, so we played some outstanding defense hockey, and even though they had 11 shots, we didn't really feel like they had that many good scoring opportunities. So we did our job yesterday. The guys played loose. They had fun. They understand what this weekend is for the seniors and what it means for them. So, yeah, they came together as a group, and we're building momentum here for the playoffs.
I want to talk about a couple guys who have had a really integral presence on the power play. Jake Bishop and Connor Morgan. Connor Morgan got the second goal of the game yesterday, but Jake Bishop, he's been creating traffic in front of the net over the blue line once he enters the offensive zone. Just kind of touch on a little bit of what you've seen from Morgan and Jake.
Yeah, well, we'll start with Connor Morgan. I mean, at one point, he was almost leading the team, I think, in power play goals, and was one of the better guys in the country for it. And we have him in that middle spot on the 1-3-1, and he's just shined there. And him and I have talked a lot about where we want to position ourselves. And at first, he was kind of starting a little bit farther down low, where we had Siraki in front of the net. And I told him, take a few steps back, give yourself some leeway room just to get that shot off. And I think the first time he did it was against Michigan State, and he looked at me and said, "Oh, we're staying there for the rest of the year." So, I mean, he's been great to have on the power play. And then if you talk about Jake Bishop, he's probably one of our more grindier forwards, but one of our better forwards, if not our best forward when it comes to wall work, right, and making sure to protect the puck along the wall. And so when he gets in front of the net, he's a big body. He's tough to get out of that net presence there. And so yeah, I mean, he's been a great addition to have on the power play. He joined a little bit later in the year, but he earned it, right? He made it, so I had no choice but to keep him on the power play, and that's what I like with my players, make it so I have no choice but to play you. So.
Talking about players who earned it, Isaac Gleisner got his second shutout of the season yesterday, his first coming back in November against Michigan Flint, but last night he gets his second shutout. How'd you like his performance yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, he did great. I know he only faced 11 shots, right? But I mean, he's been great for us all year, and he's had a pretty unique route in the ACHA, right? Playing this, I think this is his third team. So I think he found a home here. I think he's happy here. We're definitely happy to have him. And the team sells itself. That's what I always say. We bring guys in and they don't want to leave. So, he came in, got his second career shutout. I'm sure there's going to be more along the way coming into next year. And I mean, it was great just to get him back in the net. And he has great family support that come and watch every game. So it was special for them, but we're happy to have him here.
Let's touch on that family support. 8 different seniors going to be recognized here today for their dedication and commitment to CMU D3 hockey. How emotional is it going to be today for those players, and yourself as well as a coach? Yeah,
I mean, this is the last group of guys that I had the opportunity to play with that are graduating today or be done today. So, it's going to be an emotional day. I mean, they've done a lot here, so. I don't want to tear up now on the air, but they've meant a lot. So
they certainly have meant a lot. Finally, Coach, senior day here today. What's the message for your players going into today?
Enjoy it. It goes by quick, like you said, and we're all going into the workforce someday, and just enjoy it, have fun, play loose, and make sure it counts. Enjoy every second.
Central Michigan is going to try and sweep the Bearcats this morning. Hope they can do just that. Coach, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was Central Michigan head coach Brennan Martin. Stay with us. More after this. Puck drop coming up next on Senior Day on CCHN.
That was our conversation with head coach Brennan Martin. As we bring you back inside the booth, let's recap that first 20 minutes, Michael. And it looked like, at least off the bat, Cincinnati came out a little bit hotter, a little bit better than they did yesterday, and it took Central Michigan some time to adjust.
It did, Reagan, and credit to Cincinnati. They made the adjustments that we talked about and that they were presumably going to make, and they did just that. Now, in terms of what Cincinnati has to continue to do. They have to continue to lay the body. They have to continue to be physical on Central Michigan. When they were physical and they laid the body, that took a step off of Central Michigan for a little bit. So, for Cincinnati, I think if they can keep the physicality going and look for those opportunities, much like Central Michigan's doing, this could be a different hockey game.
Indeed, the seniors not on the board as of yet in terms of the scoring category, but Julian Johnson does pick up the assist on the second goal of the game from Nick Kuhn, who scores his first since all the way back against Calvin on October 25th here at Martin Ice Arena. So the kid loves playing at home, no doubt, but great to see him get back on the board. And then Connor Morgan with his 7th power play goal of the season to get things started.
Connor Morgan is going to be such a critical presence of this power play going forward as well into next season. Connor Morgan will be a senior next year, so the native of Waterford is continuing to show why he is such a great part of this team and this power play unit that has struggled. And for Nick Kuhn, an incredible moment for him to get his 2nd goal of the season. I know we've talked about it a lot, Reagan. He is such a hardworking freshman out there for Central Michigan. Really knows how to get into the dirty areas and will work for the puck. And when he gets a shooting opportunity, he will take that chance.
And hard worker and had some slick selly game as well. Slicked back the hair in celebration of his 2nd of the year to put CMU up 2-0 at the break. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Men's Division II hockey in action tonight against Toledo, hoping to revenge their 8-1 loss a night ago. They're down at the Toledo Ice House down in Toledo. Their lone win of the semester, Michael, came against Michigan Flint in the shootout a couple of weeks ago. Women's 2 in action tonight against Michigan State, the number 4 and the number 8 teams in the Central region, wrapping up their regular season. Senior night for the women tonight at 7. They'll be on the road. Another early turnaround, 11 a.m. But the worst part, they got to travel an hour to get there.
Exactly, Reagan. So a turnaround, what you see like yesterday, but you got to travel all the way to East Lansing. So you talk about an early wake-up and a quick turnaround. That could be a tough one, but the women's 2 team has had a great season so far. They're looking to get back to the national tournament here in St. Louis.
Again, they're coming off of a sweep at the hands of Sioux, which they kept the Cougars to 6 goals, I believe, in that 2-game series. So a lot of good things happening. Sioux, again, the 2-time defending national champions for Women's Division II. So good to see them at least stay competitive with Sioux, which has been a difficult thing the last couple of seasons. Elsewhere on Chippewa Athletics, track and field, both at the GVSU Big Meet and Boston University's David Hemery Valentine invite here today. Not sure if the women's or men are at which one, but either way, they're at GV and Boston as well. Baseball kicked off the season yesterday at Houston Christian, won 6-0 and lost 5-0 yesterday. They're hoping to maybe repeat the first result of the season here tonight at 7:30. You can find more details on cmuchippewas.com, and they wrap up the 4-game set tomorrow at 1:30. Basketball in action today at 2 p.m. for the women's side down at I believe it's the Slater Arena? Or is it Staples Arena?
I want to say it's the Stroh Center.
Stroh Center, thank you. Beautiful facility down in Bowling Green. Got to go down there last year with the baseball team. And before a turkey blew through our windshield on the way back home, we were able to take a nice tour around the campus of Bowling Green State University and the women's basketball team down at the Stroh Center at 2 p.m. You can tune in on various radio properties of CMU, and also take a watch, and all those details can be found on cmuchippewas.com as well. And then the men in action tonight against Akron. McGurk Mania should be a fun one. That place can get packed, and it's going to be a whiteout here for CMU.
And not only that, it's going to be a great term at that. McGurk Mania, and fans, if they show up, the first 750 fans receive a really cool-looking T-shirt. So I don't know about you, Reagan, but I'm going to have to try and get to McGurk Arena quickly so I can get my hands on one of that. But it's going to be an incredible basketball game tonight as the Chippewas will try and use the barn on Broomfield to their advantage to try and throw off a white-hot Akron team who've won the last 12 straight
Dang. And if you're going to get there quickly, you got 7 hours before the game starts. Again, we're early, some hockey and hotcakes, but we're ready for period 2. 5 minutes before the clock strikes noon. We're down at center for the middle frame here on Senior Day. Chippewas moving right to left in those white home uniforms with the maroon and gold trim. Now a centering feed, Rayecki will work over the line here for Cincinnati as they charge left to right in those black road uniforms. Back up to the left point. Here's a shot, and that was deflected in front of Jones. Rebound, the putback just sent wide. Big opportunity in front by Moore, the leading scorer for the Bearcats. Can't get anything going. Now look out, Campbell had a 3-game point streak snapped last night. Got it ahead to Johnson over the right wing. Centering feed off of Rayecki in front, and it deflects to the near side there for Martin. Campbell swatted away from him, back out to the neutral zone for Gilgren, and he'll fire it back on in. But of course, as much as we talk about McGurk Mania, Michael, I ain't going. I'm going to be at home watching the Four Nations tournament tonight for that 8 p.m. puck drop between the U.S. and Canada, which, if all things go the way they probably will, it'll be a preview of that championship game on Thursday. But I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. We'll take one USA-Canada game, at least for now.
Oh, no doubt, Reagan. That is going to be a fantastic game. You and I talked about it yesterday. Hang on just a second.
Here's Johnson down the wing. Dropped it back. Gibbs a shot. Left pad save there by Rousseau. Rayecki will move it on ahead. Up the near side. It'll be shipped into the zone here by Steven Sanders. Hard play into the boards, and now Bishop tied up in the corner. Cincinnati comes away with it. A backhand feed by Fiala goes behind the net. And here's Jake Bishop. Out with speed. Left it there for Morgan. Near side Gibbs. He's across that line. Centering feed for Bishop on the back door. Couldn't connect. Bishop has goals in the last 4 road games of the season. And got a goal last night to go along with that. He's been hot as of late. 2 minutes gone, second period. Chippewas have the puck in the offensive zone. Back up left point, Bowerson will step in. Shot. Score! That may have been deflected in front. Either way, there was traffic. And Bowerson has his first goal in his ACHA career.
And it indeed is Bowerson, as Connor Morgan raced to get that puck out of the goal and just tossed it to head coach Brendan Martin. What a moment for Kyle Bowerson, one of the 8 seniors that we honored here tonight. Puts the 3rd tally on the board for CMU off of a beautiful shot with traffic in front, coming at 2:08 in the second. 3-0 maroon and gold.
How about that? You wait until your final regular season game to get your first goal in your ACHA career. Now the Chippewas right back in. Look out. Bishop thought lacrosse move behind the net. Ended up falling off his stick. Right now it's Central Michigan dominating the opening 2.5 of this period. Shots 3-0 for CMU to build off of a 12-7 lead in that first period. Siraki in his own end will try to work things out for the maroon and gold. Stretch pass ahead, didn't connect there with Bishop. It's going to be waved off by the linesman. Here come the Bearcats, left to right, up through center. Lost the puck in the linesman right there. That was Brandon Fever, who had some speed. Now Siraki, another player who got a rare goal yesterday, cuts into the back door, lifted just over the top of the net by Ryan Grollo. We talk about somebody who hasn't had a ton of points, especially last year. Ryan Grollo has really improved his game in the last couple of weeks, and now he's got the puck in the slot. The forehand, tried to move it back to Hutton in the slot, but too far for him. But Ryan Grollo's really impressed me this season. Only played in 3 games last year, Michael, but this season, Grollo's been really, really good, getting 3 goals and an assist to go along with, or to go for 4 points. All of his career points coming this season, but he's really improved. He's made the most of that more playing time that he's gotten this season.
He really has, and he's going to be such a bright spot for this Chippewa team going forward. He's another youngster who knows how to work and has the ability to get points and make plays for this Chippewa team, especially in his career at Grand Blanc High School.
He played his high school home games where the Chippewas will play the first round or 2, depending on how far they get at the MCHC playoffs next weekend down at Crystal Fieldhouse. Chippewas are going to take on Michigan Flint in round one. Of course, the top two teams in the division, LTU and Oakland, will get byes. That's already decided. So the east side of the bracket, at least, is already shaped out. The west side, a little bit more filled out, and I believe only one team gets. Oh no, actually, I think nobody gets a bye in that one because you've got 8 teams on that side.
It's so close in the west side of the conference too, that you just have so many amazing teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if no team gets a bye, Reagan.
And I just think the number of teams in the divisional playoff round, Chippewas throw this on ahead. That didn't get to a CMU player. I don't know why they blew that dead for a hand pass. But, man, we'll take it. As it stops Cincinnati in the zone. Face off as you hear some chuckles down below. Julian Johnson to dig in. Here with Erickson. Julian Johnson wins that one. Picked up a goal last night. Went back-to-back with his brother, as this is going to be icing against CMU. Only his second goal of the season and 8th career, as Johnson played in his 75th game last night. The transfer from Adrian a couple of years ago out of Riverview Cabrini at 30 points in 49 high school games. He hasn't been able to translate that scoring as much to the ACHA, but he's certainly been a physical presence. As he loses this faceoff, here's a shot from the point, deflected in front there by Moore, didn't go. McCray, also out of Riverview Cabrini, tried to clear it out, but it was kept in by Moore. McCray will slap this around the boards to the far side. Miller back up to the point, shot there by Mellis. Lost the way, Moore center it out in front. Boy, there was a Bearcat with nobody around him in front of Lauren Jones. Kind of got lost in coverage right there. Now Johnson took a spill through the neutral zone. Martin over the line with possession, so no offside. Will work it behind the net. Try to poke it free, was knocked off his stick, and it'll come to the near side. We're 5 minutes through this second period. Chippewas up 3-0 off of goals from Morgan, Kuhn, and now Kyle Bowerson with his first of his career. The man who has that most recent goal, Bowerson, will move it up to Julian Johnson. Over the line, shot off the goalpost as that kind of handcuffed Rousseau at the side of the net. And it'll be Rayecki, the captain for Cincinnati, will play it up off the boards and out to center. Zale, pass ahead for Wettinga. He's got it, right circle, out in front, and it was knocked away. Good look there for Cincinnati as they're pressuring here in the second period.
That's a really good job by Wettinga, Reagan, and a great individual effort to calm that puck down, knock it off.
Speaking of individual efforts, Johnson in. He gets hauled down and knocked into Rousseau. No hard feelings. Campbell's shot from the point, blocked in front. Now Rayecki, stretched pass ahead, just too far for Wettinga, but he did get a piece of it, so icing negated. Bowerson, across the way. Can't get to it first. A centering feed, knocked away there by Lindsay. Go back behind the net. And the Chippewas able to get it out. Look out, Gibbs kicks this to his skate. He's got a 2-on-1 with Jace Johnson. Gibbs down the left wing, cuts in with a shot, and Russo was cheating, and he couldn't get the top corner of the net. Now here's Fiala over the line. Worked over by Campbell. The senior will poke it on ahead. Gibbs tried to tap it ahead to Camara. He connects. Camara tried to push it deep, knocked off his stick. Fiala. Back pass intercepted by Gibbs. He'll cut in toward goal. Centered it out in front. Couldn't connect with Johnson. It's to the point. Camara kept it in. We'll rattle it around behind the net. 7 minutes gone, second period. Chippewas up 3. Camara in the corner. Had it knocked away from him. Gibbs unable to work around Jesper Moden. Pardon me, no, that was Ogren Katorlin. And now Cincinnati able to keep it in. Shot from the point, deflected just wide. Rebound back behind the net. Chipped across the way, Morgan. Trying to get it out, and he does. Here's Campbell, motoring on ahead across that line, accelerates into the zone. Dropped it back. It was knocked away from him, though Hutton knocked the clearing attempt down. 12:35 to go, second period. Reagan Cleaves, Michael Rosenkrantz on the call for you here on Senior Day from Mount Pleasant. Gibbs, centering feed, knocked away. It'll go to the far corner. We're joined by Zachary Latus Kennedy, another senior who will have a chat with in the second period, or the second intermission. And Ian Drayton working the camera for us. Here's Morgan cutting in with a shot deflected up and out of play. Good stick work there by Fever to get a stick in front of that. The second-year defenseman out of Columbus.
There's been a couple great opportunities for CMU as well as Cincinnati, Reagan. Want to go back to that previous opportunity where it was a Bearcat wide open in front of Lauren Jones. That's just kind of a defensive breakdown for Central Michigan that you're up 3 goals, but again, you talk about complacency. You don't want to get caught napping because Cincinnati, with the way that they're playing right now, with the physicality and the pressure they put on, it could be anybody's hockey game.
Indeed, and with the way Cincinnati's been playing, they've only got 1 shot on goal here in the second period, but they're still applying the pressure. Here's Mellis in, and now Gilgren's going to take exception with a Bearcat right on the doorstep. As he came crashing in the net, Gilgren came hot off the doorstep. That's Jacob Vesco applying the pressure, the junior out of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Face off to the left of Jones, won by Cincinnati. Mellis at the point. Will work it down behind the net. Martin will wire it around the boards and out to center. Slapped in here by the leading scorer, Alexander Moore, the second-year player out of Oxford, Ohio. Spent some time in the Cincinnati Swords organization in his 18U level. Here's Cincinnati. Over the line, that's Zale. We'll push it deep. Go to the end boards with Gilgren. The senior out of Georgia applying some defensive pressure. Now a stretch pass off the board. Siraki's going to chase it down into the near corner. Icing waved off, will work behind the net. Look out, he's got some space at the side of the net. Tried to stuff out in front, and it somehow didn't go. Back up to the point, Maddox Grimes too far for him, and now Wettengel with pressure. Wettengel to the far corner. Grimes and Wettengel go spilling into the half boards. Meanwhile, Cincinnati tried to pull it free. Siraki took a tumble, blew a tire, back up to the point. Here's a shot through traffic. Jones gloves it down. And Caden Lyons, a frustrated sophomore, swings his stick in frustration to the point as there's 10:41 left here in the second.
Lauren Jones started to make confident saves for this Central Michigan team, Reagan, and now there's going to be another offensive zone faceoff coming up for the Bearcats. So if you're Central Michigan, you got to be ready for a potential shot off the draw here. And Lauren Jones has been playing confident in his crease so far. It's good to see him play confidently and stand tall in senior day.
Yeah, credit to Cincinnati here as the clock hasn't started. And if they finally do get it going, Cincinnati, though, does get a couple of good opportunities. Now stepping in, here's Ogren Katarlin sent out in front. A penalty coming up here on the Chippewas.
Yeah, it looks to be a trip.
That'll be a slashing call on Ryan Grolo.
Cincinnati back on the power play here, Reagan. They're 0 for so far on the afternoon with their power plays, but the way they're ramping up the pressure right now, this CMU PK unit has been perfect so far tonight. They've got to continue that going forward.
9:28 the time of the penalty. Cincinnati 0 for 5 on the weekend, 0 for 2 here this morning. Now turn to afternoon as we've passed high noon on a snowy, cloudy day in Mount Pleasant. For Cincinnati, again, we started this game a little bit early with, we didn't give a cut after the warm-up and senior day. Now look out, Gibbs forces a turnover, shorthanded, stepping in right circle, out in front. Campbell, the sauce pass was just too high. Now he threw it back out in front off the pad of Rousseau. Comes back across the way. Cincinnati trying to work left to right on the power play. 1:20 left in the Grolo Minor. Wettengel over the line, weaving his way to the near side. He'll pull up at the point, throw it down low, return feed to Riecki at the point. Riecki holds it, shoveled it off. Wettengel, his pass across didn't go. Clemens showed out for the block. Now here's a shot from the side. Rebound, loose out in front. As Jones, tall to the task again. Chippewas take it and clear it down the ice. Here with 53 seconds to go in the Grolo Minor.
Reagan, you're seeing as the Chippewas clear it, you're continuing to see that forechecking pressure for Central Michigan, trying to disrupt Cincinnati's flow. Look out.
Oh, look out of Riecki working in. It's loose on Jones. Somehow It's not covered. In fact, it was behind the net. Jones didn't know where it was, and CMU was able to clear it. So maybe a break there for Jones, but nonetheless, Chippewas will take it. 25 seconds to go in the power play now, and 8:53 to go in the second. Over the line, here's Ogren Katarlin. Dropped it off. Right circle shot. Good play there by Grimes to get his stick in the way, but now he's stickless. He picks it back up from the side of the net, and it's worked back up to the point. Morgan will play this down the ice with 5 seconds to go in the Grolo penalty. So CMU is more tips this on in, isn't it? 3 for 3 and a perfect 6 for 6 on the weekend on the PK. Go along with 2 power play goals. That special teams unit's been clicking here. Bishop, right wing side, sent it out in front. Siraki couldn't get a handle on it. It's cleared back out to the neutral zone. Camara will wheel it back to his own end, rink wide to Bishop. We'll play it to the near side. Hutton will tap it on ahead to Siraki. Centered on ahead, tipped in by Morgan. With 8:03 to go in the period. Chippewas force a turnover behind the net. Morgan taken down. That was some nasty knee-on-knee contact. Good to see him get up. And it's going to be a penalty on number 7 in black, Carson Fiala.
Yeah, Morgan looks to be favoring that left knee a little bit as he lifted it just a little bit to try and relieve a little bit of that pain. That was a very hard fall that Morgan took. Good to see he's back up, but it's going to be at 12:04 in the second period. Fever, they have number 17 on the scoreboard there.
I missed the one in front. So it's Fever to the box. Fiala wears number 7, and he wins the face, or he, off the tie-up, tried to win that face-off for Cincinnati as he is out there. Martin and Morgan, near side Campbell, centering feed, trying to connect with the bumper there in Morgan. It's cleared down the ice. See, the Chippewas like to use that bumper a lot on the power play. Morgan, there's a reason he's got 7 goals on the man advantage.
Yes, there is, Reagan, and Central Michigan will look to try and reestablish the offensive zone, and Chris Martin does just that, but now can they continue to cycle the puck and get good opportunities to find shooting lanes?
Minute and a half to go, and the penalty to Fever. Chippewas back on the offensive end. They've been able to reestablish quite well here this weekend. Campbell out in front, deflection, rebound, Morgan get to it, but he couldn't put it home. He takes his man into the boards. Morgan pulls the puck free. Up top for Gibbs. A letter of shot go through traffic, deflected just over top of the net, rebound behind the net, and it's sent over across the way. Morgan dishes it down to Martin. He holds. Rink wide feed to Gibbs. Push it down low on the return feed. Give and go. His shot deflected up and out of play, and Gibbs hammers his man to the ice there. That was Peyton Bray. As the physicality ramps up with 53 seconds to go in the penalty.
That's a really good look for Central Michigan in that give and go. A quick one-touch pass back to Isaac Gibbs. Has time and space, but puts it just over top of the goal. So CMU getting more great looks on the power play. And they're going to continue to try and find those lanes here.
Here's Camara up top. Give it off to Johnson. We'll play it near side for Gilgren. Second unit out here for CMU. Bishop to Gilgren. Will walk up the wall. Left corner Bishop. Centering feed. Knocked down Gilgren. 2 and a shot. He scores! It's a power play goal! Gilgren has yet another one. He's been really good this week. And this second semester, 4-0 CMU.
Another power play goal for the Chippewas. And how about that for Josh Gilgren? Not only is that his third goal of the campaign coming on the power play, but he did it on Senior Day in game number 100 in the ACHA for the native of Atlanta. How about that for another power play goal for CMU at 13:31 in the second, 4-0 Maroon and Gold.
Josh Gilgren, as you mentioned, playing in his 100th game. Not necessarily in a Chippewa uniform, as he began his career with Purdue Northwest on their M2 program, transitioned to their men's Division I program for their first year of action, and then transferred to CMU. Of course, he got to see some of his old teammates earlier this year when the Chippewas went down to play Davenport. The M1 PNW team was on the road at the Panthers. Now look out, stepping free, working in, a shot out in front. Jones made the save, and the rebound. Penalty coming up on CMU, though. This man was hooked in front. It's poked far side, and Jones! How did he make that save? Oh my goodness, Jones had that going through his 5-hole and squeezed the wickets. Somehow kept that out. But the Chippewas will go to the PK here with 5:44 left in the second.
Reagan, it's another penalty on Central Michigan, but that is a massive break for Central Michigan. Lauren Jones had that, as you said, poked right through his 5-hole, what looked to be a Cincinnati goal that was going to put them on the board in this one. Central Michigan has another chance on the PK to try and keep Cincinnati scoreless.
Yeah, I hesitated on that because I thought it went through his wickets. And, you know, sometimes there's a delay in the celebration, especially in a 3-1 game or a 4-0 game at this point. But I didn't realize he got that. Whew. Big save by the senior. Now Cincinnati trying to reestablish the zone of the power play. It's poked back out of the Chippewa line. Over the line. Working, a shot gobbled up. No, rather the rebound stayed loose in the slot after Jones made the save. They're on Ogren Katarlin.
That shot had some heat to it from Ogren Katarlin. Just sort of keeping Lauren Jones on his toes a little bit.
James Mellis, the rookie out of Menor. Over the line, will work in. Shot saved by Jones. Rebound knocked out of the air by Erickson. A shot shouldered away there by Jones. Big opportunity from the left circle. And now Grollo, he's got a break. 2-on-1. He'll step in, shot, save, rebound. Kuhn tried to put it 5-hole, and Russo made the save. Didn't know where it was, and it popped free. Big shorthanded chance there for CMU.
That's a great shorthanded chance there for CMU. They've already killed off first minute 10 in this power play, but with that shorthanded opportunity, a great pass from Grollo to Kuhn, who could try to control the rebound but couldn't put it home.
43 to go on the Hutton minor penalty. CMU able to clear it out once again. They lead 4-0 here with under 5 to play. In the second period, stay with us. We'll have a brief second intermission report. We'll bring Zach Kennedy on to give him a little bit of recognition as a senior. Our producer and very hard worker throughout this season. Hard to believe, Zach, you've only been with us 1 year. But it's been very nice to have you. Really appreciate you. Chippewas behind the net, able to get this down the ice. Icing not in effect with 6 seconds to go on the power play. Now out of the box comes Hutton, and the Chippewas are a perfect 7 for 7 on the PK this weekend.
This penalty killing unit for Central Michigan has done wonders in this weekend series, Reagan. They kill off another one there. And again, they're up 4-0 on Cincinnati, but you got to continue to keep your foot on the gas and not get complacent with the puck.
Chippewas back in the offensive end. Coming into this game here this morning, and now turned afternoon, Central Michigan was perfect for their last 21 penalty kills at home, and now they've increased it to 25 this season. Martin out in front, trying to poke it away, as the captain will have to rush back defensively. Through the shoulder, Cincinnati over the line offside. As Johnson got knocked down at center, there by Steven Sanders. Now Campbell with 2:46 to go in the period. Winding his way to the outside, to the backhand, to the front, a goal! And a toe save by John Brian Russo. Campbell trying to channel his inner Jace Johnson. Cincinnati gets stuck in the change there, and Campbell almost buries it.
Yes, he did, Reagan. That was a phenomenal move by Owen Campbell to use his speed up the left wing, circle in on John Brian Russo, but another great save from Russo. He's had to make a couple really good saves on a lot of good scoring chances for CMU.
Cincinnati miscue on a pass intended there for Fiala, and it'll go down the ice. Bowerson to reverse. Popped up in the air. Grimes trying to whack at it. Siraki poked away from him there by Moore. The Chippewas force a turnover and move up right to left. Bishop over the line, weaving to the far side. Button hooks at the hash. Maddox Grimes at one-time blast goes wide. 2:06 to go in the period. Cincinnati trying to work it free in their own defensive end. Meanwhile, Bishop able to pick it up. Left point Bowerson. His shot deflected into the corner by Rousseau. Siraki puts it behind the net there for Bishop. He protects the puck with a man right on him. Got it to Siraki. Back up top, right point. Grimes. Siraki. Far hash. Once again behind the net in the corner. Bishop trying this centering feed knocked down. One-time blast from the point again there by Grimes. He's had a couple of good looks from the point there, but he's got to get back defensively as the puck's tied up in the hash marks. Minute 30 to go, second period. Chippewas up 4 off of goals from Morgan, Kuhn, and Gilgren. Oh, and don't forget Bowerson's first of his career. McCray through center, couldn't handle it. Weddingle. Goal gets sandwiched between Johnson and Bishop, and now a penalty coming up on Cincinnati as Ogren Katarlin cross-checked McCray from behind. So Chippewas back to the power play here with under a minute to go in the second period.
CMU bench was trying to call Lauren Jones over to try and get a quick extra attacker, but he stayed put in his crease, and Cincinnati touched up very quickly. And it'll be another power play here for Central Michigan. They've had a couple tallies on the power play already tonight. Gilgren had a tally on the power play. So they'll look to try and continue that here.
It's coming at 19 minutes exactly with some time remaining before we hit 59 seconds. Here's Campbell. Left circle, back up top for Martin. Chippewas are 2 for 3 tonight. Here's a shot from the point. Snapped just wide by Gibbs. Chippewas still have the opportunity here in the O-zone. Martin wanders at the point. A shot through traffic. Snapped wide. Gibbs right in front of the senior banners. Back up top for Martin. We'll send it near side. Campbell out in front. Big save by Rousseau, and it's under him, and he holds. My goodness, what a beautiful left pad save by Rousseau.
Absolutely, Reagan. He had to be stretched to his limits to get that puck to be frozen under his left leg. A beautiful opportunity. They go down to the bumper again, does Central Michigan, and a great feed across to the left side of Rousseau, but he gets the left leg down on the puck. That's a phenomenal save.
29 seconds, rather 30 seconds to go. If we round up, 29.5. Left circle, Campbell on the power play here for the Chippewas. Gibbs steps in, shot save, Campbell, and he scores! Make it 3 power play goals on the afternoon. It's 5-0 CMU.
Not only is it another power play goal, Reagan, but the seniors are showing up today. Gilgren on the power play, Campbell on the power play, Bowerson with the first of his ACHA career, and that one was just a rebound that couldn't be controlled by Rousseau. Campbell, right place, right time, picks the left corner above Rousseau, and CMU drops the nickel on Cincinnati. They lead 5-0 in the waning moments of the second period.
22 seconds remaining in the period. The Chippewas take advantage of a late power play, and now another penalty coming up on Cincinnati as McCray got hammered into the boards. Good to see him get up, but it's another power play as McCray holding his back. May have been a little playful with that, but he'll skate off. 12.9 seconds to go in the period.
That was a big hit on McCray. He was down for a second, but it'll be another penalty on Cincinnati. So Central Michigan again going back to the power play, Reagan. They are now, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 for 4 on the power play this contest. Could they get another face-off off the draw and a quick shot to make it a possible 4 for 5?
19:47. Time of the penalty. Here's Johnson stepping in and right into the Bearcat crest with 6 seconds to go. Vesco in the box for Cincinnati's fifth penalty kill of the game.
The more this penalty killing unit is out there for Cincinnati, the more tired they are, Reagan. They've had to do a lot of shifts out here, and I think that's primarily why Central Michigan has excelled on the power play.
Johnson with 5 seconds to go. He scores! Might have been deflected in front. but that's 3 power play goals, 2 of them in the last minute of the period. It's 6-0.
26th goal of the campaign for Jace Johnson. That comes right off the face-off, and that's just the patience that you love to see from Johnson. He waits with it just outside the left circle and fires a bullet right past Russo, and it's 6-0 Central Michigan. 3 seconds to go in the second period. How about this power play unit for CMU today, Reagan?
That's incredible. A team that hadn't scored a power play goal at home this entire semester, and it only scored 4 coming in to tonight as the period ends after the faceoff. They'd only scored 4 power play goals at home all season, and they get 4 in the first 2 periods. They'll go to the locker room happy, up 6-0 at the end of 40 minutes.
Couldn't ask for a better period if you're Central Michigan. Now you still have 20 more minutes left to play, but Reagan, it's safe to say so far on senior night, not only have the seniors showed up and put their names on the score sheet tonight, but these players for Central Michigan are playing loose and having fun today.
3 seniors get tallies in that second period. Bowerson is first of his career. Gilgren and Campbell getting the power play goals before Johnson scores with just 3 ticks left here in the second period. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the second intermission report coming up next. We'll recap it briefly and then sit down with Zach Kennedy here on CCHN. Well, Senior Day is always a special time of the regular season here as the Chippewas are in their final game of the regular season. But with special games come special teams. And the Chippewas have been almost perfect here today, only through 40 minutes. They're 4 for 5 on the power play and 3 for 3 on the PK, and they're up by 6 at the end of 2.
You couldn't ask for anything better in that second period, Reagan. Central Michigan, we talked about it all weekend long, has had struggles on the power play at home. They finally score that first power play goal to sort of break the drought, and now it's turned into something that's ignited the fire in Central Michigan, and they are now 4 for 5 on the power play. I think you mentioned it, 3 for 3 in the second period.
Indeed, Chippewas are 3 for 3 in that second period, and this is a team that coming into the weekend had 3 power play goals at home. This is it's been such a fun weekend here for CMU, and they're rolling here on senior night, and like you said, they're having fun.
They really are, Reagan. You can see the energy is high on the ice. The players are getting into it. When the bodies are being laid, the bench erupts for Central Michigan, and there's been some special moments along the way. Kyle Bowerson, what a moment. Yeah. On senior day, he's waited so long to get that first goal. He finally got it, and Connor Morgan just immediately races for the puck and tosses it to head coach Brendan Martin. That is going to be a memory that's sticking with him for a lifetime.
It's a fantastic moment for Bowerson, who's been a key part of the defensive core for CMU the last couple of seasons, since he's only played the last 2 years, but he's had a massive impact both not only on the ice but also on the bench as well. He's been a great leader, and it's fantastic to see him get his first ACHA goal in his final game of the regular season and his final game here at Martin Ice Arena. Shots in that period a little bit more competitive, 17-18 for a 2-period total of 29-18 for Central Michigan. So they're still continuing to pour the pressure on in terms of the shot category, but give credit to Lauren Jones. He's faced already more shots he faced as many shots in that second period as Gleisner did last night, and he has been fantastic in between the pipes.
He really has, and he's another player, Reagan, that's showing up on senior day for Central Michigan. He has faced a couple of shots, had to make a couple really good saves. There's been some traffic in front of the net that's kind of been tough for him to pinpoint the puck out, but Central Michigan has been able to do some defensive work down low for Lauren Jones. Now, you also have to be able to talk to help your goaltender out for Central Michigan if you're Lauren Jones. He'll need some help in this third period to try and keep Cincinnati at bay. There were a couple opportunities where Cincinnati had great opportunities where they walked right in, or there was somebody down low with nobody on them. So, again, you talk about complacency. Central Michigan can't get complacent in the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, indeed. Lauren Jones has been one of the best netminders for Central Michigan this season, and he continues to be here through the first 40 minutes. Well, that'll do it for our second intermission report, at least the main part. We'll step aside, and we'll take Zach Kennedy into the booth and chat with him, talk about his senior day, as he has been a vital part of this CCHN crew here throughout this season. We'll step aside. We'll come back with Zach Kennedy right after this. back here inside the broadcast booth at Martin Ice Arena for the second intermission. We're joined by Zach Kennedy, who has been a vital part of our team here the last season. And Zach, it's been great to have you here, but what's it been like the last year?
Oh, phenomenal. Let me say it's been phenomenal working with you guys. I'm a BCA student, but I'm more focused on film over my career here at Central Michigan. But since joining CCHN, I've really grown to appreciate the art of broadcasting and live broadcasting for hockey. I automatically love the Red Wings, and this has just been a perfect experience. So I'm really appreciative to both of you guys and the whole team for letting me come on and help you guys with this.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great to have you with us, and you've taken the art of camera working and producing like a fish to water. It's been fantastic. You've become one of our best behind the scenes workers. But what's been your favorite memory here this season? I know it's been short, but everybody else asked this question. So what's your favorite memory this season?
Oh gosh, there's been some incredible games that we've played. One of my favorites was Oakland, purely from a camera operating perspective. Working on the glass itself is a whole nother monster, especially with perspective and whatnot. So I was really happy to be on that ice for that game, and a game which we won and had a great time with. Very fun one, and going to an away stadium, such a privilege to really be at that game. And of course, any chance here at Martin Ice Arena, watching Central Michigan play, especially today, oh my gosh, they are doing phenomenal. They are taking every advantage of the Cincinnati team that they can, and it's really fun to see.
Indeed. Michael, you got anything?
It has been really fun to see, Zach. And just going forward, and as the three of us are getting ready to go on to bigger and better things at CMU, what would you say you're going to miss the most about CCHN and Central Michigan Club Hockey?
Oh, these guys are so much fun. During our production meetings during the week, too, we always josh around and talk about the Red Wings and, unfortunately, sometimes the Boston Bruins. Still don't understand that, man. I don't understand how you can be a fan of them, but whatever.
Neither does any other Red Wing fan I meet.
Zach, I second your emotion, man. As another Red Wings fan, and just saying the name Bruins makes me sick to my stomach.
I know.
But everybody has their favorite teams, and I think in terms of just talking with everybody about CCHN, and maybe you can touch on this, the fact that CCHN doesn't require prior experience, that you can have anybody get their foot in the door and help bring more awareness to club hockey, to Central Michigan University. What has that been like for you in your growth over the past year?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's so nice not having to go through the process of working for athletics. They're fine, but I really have appreciated the effort of or the chance to work for CCHN and to get that experience without any prior. It's a gamble going on, like joining this and being like, oh, this is a lot of time and a lot of effort, but it's been very much worth it. I've gotten some wonderful stuff from my demo reels. I've grown confident in my broadcasting skills, and I've really come to enjoy it. So hopefully I can change this into a whole career path. I would love to do it, for sure.
Indeed. Speaking about career, what are you thinking of doing after this year?
Well, I would love to go into freelance camera operation. Hopefully I can get on a sports team, broadcast team. That would be phenomenal for me. But anything and everything that I can get my hands on, I would love to have the opportunity. But it's fun here.
Indeed.
I think I hear the players.
Yeah, everybody's back out on the ice, so we'll take you there as well. Third period, final game of the regular season. Chippewas trying to close out their third consecutive home win here at Martin Ice Arena. Third period coming up right after this on CCHN. Well, the puck is down here for the third period of action. Central Michigan and Cincinnati. The final 20 minutes of the regular season here from Martin Ice Arena. Cincinnati right back in. Right wing circle is centering feed. Knocked away by Martin. It's loose in the bottom of the circle. Knocked away from Moore here by Martin. We'll move it up the left wing as the Chippewas charge left to right in this third period of play. Chippewas are offside. It'll be picked up by Mellis. Full work over the line, right wing. Cincinnati in those black uniforms. Shot saved by Jones. Rebound centered in front. And the netminder will plop a glove on it as the Central Michigan bench gives a little groan. They jump in excitement as Mellis came in a little bit late on Jones there. But nonetheless, there'll be a stoppage of play and a face-off to Jones's left.
It's 35 seconds into the third period, Reagan, but you're already seeing Cincinnati in the offensive zone early in this one. So they're continuing. They're wanting to pour on the pressure and come out in this third period firing.
They've got the puck off the faceoff to the Bearcats. Right wing side, a shot saved by Jones. Rebound popped right to the stick. A centering feed, knockdown, rebound, they score! It's Nick Lindsay pouncing on the rebound, scoring the first goal of this weekend for Cincinnati. And it's 6-1 with 19:13 to go in regulation.
Yeah, that goal, Reagan, just results in too much chaos in front of the net for Lauren Jones. That puck just popped around. It wouldn't settle down. Nick Lindsay able to get a stick on it for the Bearcats and pops home the rebound. That is his first goal of the campaign for Nick Lindsay and the first in his career in the ACHA, and Cincinnati's on the board early in the third.
Well, I didn't want to talk about it or bring it up at all because the broadcaster's jinx is true.
Yes, it is.
Don't believe anybody who tells you differently. But Central Michigan had shut out Cincinnati through the first 5 periods of this series. They have never shut out teams in back-to-back games. This is their 12th season. They have never done it. And it will remain so as they fail to get the shutout here tonight. So a bit unfortunate for Central Michigan, but nonetheless, they continue play. Here's Siraki to Bishop out in front. Morgan, a shot. Big save there by Rousseau. Shuts the wicket, says no, and it remains 6-1.
Yeah, that's a beautiful save from Russo. A great find on the doorstep was Connor Morgan, right in the good place at the right time, but Russo keeps the blockers down and is able to get that puck frozen.
Central Michigan wins the faceoff. Shot from the point. Big left pad saved by Rousseau. Rebound. A little chop to the far side. Rayecki, the captain, will play it out to the neutral zone. Moore had that poked away from him, and it's back to the far side where it's backhanded in by Vesco. Bowerson scored his first ACHA goal in his final regular season game earlier today. So we've just hit the 12:44 time here at Mount Pleasant. Not often you get to say you're in the middle of the third period as you're approaching 1 o'clock.
No, you certainly don't see that too often. Look out.
Here's Kuhn to Morgan. He shoots and he was saved by Rousseau, and the rebound put home. Great heads-up play there by Connor Morgan to finish the wraparound after the initial bid went wide. It's 7-1.
Connor Morgan, another tally for Central Michigan. That's his 14th of the campaign, second of the weekend, Reagan, and that is a great effort by him to stay with that puck. Gets knocked off of it and had his first shot denied. He gets his own rebound, and it's a wraparound with Russo to the left side of his net to create a gaping right side, and that's a wraparound put home by Morgan. CMU gets that goal right back.
Yeah, and if you're Cincinnati, you got to have somebody on that backdoor feed with how much Rousseau sold out for that shot. But they don't, and CMU now has a 6-goal lead. They restore it here. That goal coming just 2:05 in. Here come the Bearcats. Look out, Fever splitting the defense, works in. That's Ogren Katarlin, mind you, and a big save there by Jones after a good opportunity for one of the leading point getters on the Cincinnati squad.
Yeah, Ogren Katarlin has so much speed Reagan, and he just split defenders as he worked in right up the gut, and he tried to just drag that puck with one hand almost on the stick, but Jones able to knock that off and freeze the puck, but it'll be another offensive zone faceoff for Cincinnati. So they're continuing to pour on the pressure here despite being down 6.
Ogren Katarlin, the sophomore product of the Northern Kentucky Norsemen in the Kentucky High School, and a penalty here on Armentrout. Well, look at that. That coming at 2:39. Did you see what that was, Michael?
I didn't see exactly what it was, unless Armentrout must have said something or took his man down. It didn't look like there was contact after the play, so you wonder if Armentrout must have said something.
There's Ogren Katarlin again. His shot goes wide. Cincinnati on the power play here. 135, they're 0 for 3 tonight, and 0 for 6 on the weekend. Ogren Katarlin, button hooks far corner. Trying to get away from Gilgren, dances behind the net, emerges near side. Back up to the point for Mellis. Mellis will walk the line. Ogren Katarlin back to Mellis. High slot. Will work to the far side. From the side of the net. Bid there by Vesco. And Jones is able to stand tall and make the save.
Lots of traffic in front of the net by Jones, Reagan, but again, he continues to stand tall, and CMU is going all in on the defensive side there, going down to ice level to try and keep that puck out of there. A big tie-up off the draw.
Oh, and a big opportunity there from the right wing side. The shot came from Alexander Erickson, but we'll talk a little bit more about Lauren Jones, Michael, a player that spent a long time with the Central Michigan squad, his 4th season, one of only 3 Central Michigan Chippewas to have a shutout in their first start in their collegiate career. Nick Wilson, one of them, got his first start against Davenport earlier this season, gets the shutout. Lauren Jones, 2 years ago, beat Michigan Flint on the road, and unfortunately for him, the ACHA doesn't recognize it because Michigan Flint put Colin Smith in the score sheet. And so the only place that Lauren Jones has a shutout in his first career game is in my stat packet.
Well, as long as he has a shutout somewhere, Reagan, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, indeed. Career numbers for Jones, 13, 10, 2, and 0, 3.73 goals against average, and a save percentage of .893. He's got a 926 this season and a 242. So he's been fantastic, and now he's got Rayecki coming in as the power play expires. Rayecki, though, knocked away from him, and now here's Johnson up the wing. Over the line, Gibbs knocked away from him, and it's loose in the neutral zone. Wettengill ahead to Rayecki, the captain, over the line, gets past Grimes, cuts in with a shot. He snapped it high. Gibbs trying to center it out in front, and here comes Johnson with speed. He's got Campbell with him. Left side, cutting to the front of goal. A big snazzy glove save there by Rousseau, rather. And he holds on.
That's great patience by Jace Johnson. He worked in with speed, made a nifty toe drag to get a wide open lane for the shot. It was a glove save, but he ran into his man as he went down. Both bodies took a tumble. Nothing will come of that, but another great opportunity for Johnson, and CMU's back in their own offensive zone.
Campbell, Gibbs, Johnson, Camara, and Hutton out there for CMU. Fresh off the faceoff, a good play there by Campbell to get a scoring chance in. We're 5 minutes through this third period. Both teams getting a goal at 7-1 here in this third period. Camara into the corner boards. Here with Fever. He'll look behind, look out. Camara's got time and space, and he scores! Sam Camara with a bullet from the bottom of the left circle. It's 8-1.
Beautiful shot from Sam Camara. That one got to him at the left circle, waited just a little bit to get that shooting lane that he wanted, and as soon as he did, he rifled a shot past Rousseau. Chippewas, now they drop 8 tonight in honor of their 8 seniors.
Well, if we're going to be specific, we got 11.
Yes,
12
we do.
including Zach, you, me, Joe, and Zach. But that might be a little bit too much to ask.
Well, the total goals is at 9 right now, and there's still 14:20 to go in the third, so anything's possible, Reagan.
Especially with how well this Central Michigan team has been playing here this weekend and, for that matter, the last 2 weekends against Michigan. Really, their only blemish was that final 10 minutes at at Michigan last weekend. They allowed the final 4 goals of the game to drop them down to 4th in the division. So it's a tough loss to swallow, but they've responded well this weekend. And now, trying to work the puck free in the offensive end. Worked out. That took an odd carry out in front. Morgan trying for the hat trick bid. Had that hop over top of Rousseau. Chippewas have it back. Hutton left point, a shot, save Rousseau, rebound to the far corner. Siraki after it, tried to center to Morgan, the bumper position, but it was intercepted by the Bearcats and lifted out to center. 13:21 to go, third period. Here comes Cincinnati. Up the right wing side. Over the line and stumped down deep. And behind the net, Armentrout to the near side. Here comes Hutton with speed. Over the line, it'll roll in on Rousseau and it'll hold.
Great initiative there by Lucas Hutton to try and race after the puck. Hutton only has 1 goal on the season, but he's itching for another one. But that one just rolls in on Husso as he tried to step around his man. It's another offensive zone face-off for Central Michigan.
Face off to the left of Rousseau, won by Central Michigan. They have it at the point. Center on to the far side. Nick Kuhn, who has the second goal of his collegiate career here in this one. Knocked down. With that hit, a couple of beers took a tumble off the end wall, and now Kuhn Armentrout trying the Michigan, and he pays the price for it. Armentrout, centering feed for Grollo, couldn't connect. Gilgren back in the corner, behind the net to Armentrout. Tries the wraparound again, knocked down. He's taking a beating there, eh, Michael?
Yes, he is. He's trying to get fancy a little bit. Cincinnati making him pay, but looks like Armentrout's going to try all he can.
The senior from Roselle, Illinois. Looked out. Grollo working free. His shot. That was Martin who was denied. Here's Kuhn across the way back up for Martin. He's got it. Shot. Slammed wide. Rebound. Controlled by Cincy. They'll move it out to center. And now Martin takes a late hit there from Sanders. Wasn't particularly punishing, but it was certainly 4 or 5 seconds late. Now McCray into the boards with Erickson near side. Rayecki pulls it free. He's across that line, ducking down into the circle. A shot. Oh, look out, that handcuff to Jones, and he's able to hold on. 11:36 to go. Third period.
Really good job by Lauren Jones and able to keep that puck free. Fans, if you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to SeamishiceHockey.com. Right there you can find those and much more, including player information, recruiting information, apparel, and even more than that at SeamishiceHockey.com.
You know, Michael, you'd think after 4 years I would have changed the ad reads. Look out, the puck is free at the side of the net. Of course, if Devin Sarah's watching, it's the same ones we said my freshman year when we created CCHN.
They've been here for a long time, but you know what? They've done well, Reagan.
I mean, they're a little bit wordy. If I had to change them, I would. But certainly not demo reel material.
Well, you've certainly got enough demo reel material yourself, Reagan.
11 minutes to go here in the third period. Chippewas up 8-1 here on Senior Day. Rousseau makes a nice save. Again, if we start looking ahead at the schedule for CMU, here you've got a couple of, this is the final game of the regular season, and you have the possibility of playing 4 more. Now, will CMU possibly get to that point? They could. It would take a lot of effort to make it to the Vezina Cup final in 3 weeks from now. Of course, the national tournament at this point pretty much well out of sight for CMU. Now look out, a backdoor feed! Johnson hit it off the goal post. Rousseau is still out of it, but he gets back in, and Wettengold will move the puck out here for Cincinnati. Oh boy, what a beautiful opportunity. Now look out, a bouncing puck. Oh, holy Lipton, that took a weird carom. Jones, lucky that there wasn't a Bearcat out in front.
There was a Bearcat in front. It could have been an 8-2 hockey game. That one took an odd hop off the ice, and it looked like it bounced to Jones's left a little bit, and he was able to get it out.
It was coming in, kind of angling toward the side of the net, and went off him, took a crazy hop out in front. And now Central Michigan trying to work something in the O-zone here. Great play by Campbell to poke it away from not one but two Bearcats, but meanwhile, it's knocked away from him, and here comes Ogren Katarlin over the line. Across the way, Johnson spins away from a check, but it's slapped deeper into the zone by Nick Lindsay. Picked up his first goal of the campaign and of his ACHA career in early on in this period. Now Isaac Gibbs taken down, penalty coming up here. Oh, they're going to take Gibbs as well? Oh, and Gibbs gets a misconduct. Okay. It's going to be 4-on-4. Gibbs better be careful here as he's talking to the referee as he goes off. So he's going to sit the final 9:41 of his Central Michigan career in the sin bin here with a misconduct.
And you ought to think, Reagan, that maybe when he could have possibly laid down on the ice for a little bit too long, or he must have said something on the way down. It
was definitely something he said. He might have, the initial penalty might have been the trip and then a dive, but it also could have been an unsportsmanlike, which is why the misconduct came so quickly. So we're going to go 4-on-4 here. Time of the penalties, 10:19. And there we go. Siraki finally figuring out that it's going to be a 4-on-4. Goes to the bench. A little frustrated, as I would be with a teammate that takes a penalty like that. Nonetheless, it's 4-on-4. This will open up the ice a little bit.
Yes, it will, Reagan. And haven't seen a lot of that opportunity really today where the ice opens up for both Central Michigan and Cincinnati. So it's going to be really interesting to see what either one of these teams can do down a man.
Now here's Morgan dropping it off. Look out, a shot through traffic. Rousseau made the save, knocked it away. And it'll come to the far side. Big save there. And now Martin hammers his man into the corner as the physicality ramping up here in the final 10 minutes of the regular season. Cincinnati into the zone. The Bearcats move it to the near side for Moore. Moore in the corner, worked over by Morgan, but he overskated the puck. Moore working in a shot. Blocker saved by Jones, and it'll go up and out of play.
Little bit of a defensive lapse for Central Michigan, but Lauren Jones has been playing great today. Saw that all the way with quick reflexes, shoulders that up into the protective netting. 8:53 to go in the regular season. Man, Reagan, you say it again, it's just as quick as it started at the final weekend. It certainly does go by quick.
Feels like, I mean, you talk about the season going by quickly. It feels like last month I was downstairs directly to our left in the bleachers calling my first CMU game in which we scored, I believe, some 30 seconds in against Davenport. That was a heck of an introduction to collegiate hockey.
Oh, no doubt.
But it's been great over the last 4 years. So many memories, not only here but also at the ACHA. Won a couple of national tournaments, and last year the D2 National Championship with good friend Devin Sarah, who's now down in Florida. Look out, Chase Johnson working into the backhand. Big save there by Rousseau. He's been fantastic here tonight. Although he's allowed 8 goals, he's come up with a couple of big-time saves. And now Johnson taken down, no penalty coming up. Work to the point for Bowerson. Bowerson's got it. Left wing side for Johnson. Nifty toe drag works in. Big save Rousseau. Again, another rebound. 3 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. That's over. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Ice will close down a little bit here. Bowers hit at the point, kept it alive, worked it near side. Johnson, one-timer off the side of the net. Oh, boy. And now Rousseau has a player's stick as his is behind the net. Grab that from the alternate captain in Zale. So Rousseau playing with a player's stick now. And now Johnson looking for the lacrosse move, and he gets hammered in the head. That's going to draw a penalty on Cincinnati. And now Johnson gets a puck shot at him, and here we go. Look out. Johnson hauled down. Armentrout getting into it as well. He's in with Sanders in the bottom of the left circle. Johnson and Armentrout. Now Armentrout giving a couple of shoves to Sanders as those two are still going at it. Johnson's been separated from Zale, and we'll see how this goes.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo! Talk about a good old hockey game, eh?
With the physicality ramping up, Reagan, something like this could have transpired here. And, folks, we apologize for the language you might have heard on our on-ice mics in the corner. Fight was just taking place below that.
I just hope our mic wasn't hit. So we're going to see how all this shapes up. Time of the penalties will be 7:07. Let's take those ice mics down here, at least the one in the right wing corner. A group of fans displaying their pleasure a little bit much. So Johnson's going to be sent off here, I think rightfully so, for the retaliatory.
And I think the man that checked Johnson high in the head, too, was also taken off as well.
Yeah,
so I think Johnson and his man got sent off for the rest of the game.
That'd be my guess. 7:07 remains here in this third period. Johnson sent off along with Zale. So what happened here, Johnson was behind the net, tried the Michigan goal. Zale, who had given his stick to John Brian Rousseau, went and basically took both of his fists and punched Johnson right in the face to break up the wraparound. And then that led to some more fireworks in the corner, those two both getting into it. They're both going to be sent off, and we'll see if anything more comes of it. Armentrout and Sanders were the other two main combatants at the bottom of the left wing circle. They're right now sitting in the penalty boxes as we speak. But you had to figure some spark was coming here later on in this game. We saw some tempers flare in yesterday's game in that middle frame, but I think Johnson handled himself pretty well.
I think he did as well. And as scary of a hit as that was for Johnson and the retaliatory shot, it's in two emotions coming too high on senior day. So, yeah, they had to kick both of them out. We'll see what transpires with Sanders and Armentrout. I would imagine both would get 5 for fighting.
Well, if they get 5 for fighting, they're gone.
They're gone. That's
so
true. So
I would assume it's roughing.
A rough
at this
as well,
point.
yes.
My guess is Johnson, which this might be key. If he's got a DQ for fighting, he's out for the playoff game next weekend against Michigan Flint, and that'd be a big loss for Central Michigan.
Yes, it would be. For Central Michigan, we talked about, Reagan, how do you respond after that loss to Michigan last weekend? Central Michigan has outscored Cincinnati this weekend 15-1 in both games, but you're absolutely right. If Jace Johnson just got a DQ for fighting and he's out for that first playoff game against Michigan Flint, oh boy, that's not something that Chippewas need right now.
Yeah, and although CMU won both of those games against Michigan Flint, they were not as wide open as they have been in the past. CMU only beat Michigan Flint by scores of 3-0 and 3-1 in those two games. So for CMU, that's going to be a big piece of your lineup missing. The good news is if you get past Michigan Flint against presumably either Oakland or LTU, you're going to get Jace Johnson back, but that still doesn't mean he's back for the Michigan Flint game. Always love when fans decide to come up with the most odd chirps I apologize for that one.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, we do apologize for that.
It's the hazard of having microphones downstairs. Of course, we moved up here 2 years ago. But right now, the officials, as you see, are still huddled out in front trying to figure out what the heck is going on down here. Right now, Isaac Gibbs is in the box. He might get another penalty as well. Did they take Armentrout out, or is he still in there? This is the problem with having two goalies in there, with Wilson and Woolery having dressed for this game as well. I'm trying to see if
We can locate
Armentrout's over there. And I think I see Armentrout over there, as they're still relaying penalties to the penalty box. Let's take a look at the professional out-of-town scoreboard, shall we?
Why not? Perfect time to do it when we have a lull
spent-
in the action.
Yeah, we spent the second intermission talking with Zach Kennedy, so we take a look at the Grand Rapids Griffins. How about this, Michael? They stepped a 5-game losing streak last night with an overtime win. I forget who got that goal. I looked at it last night.
I did as well.
Sheldon Dries gets
Yes.
the overtime winner for the Griffins' first win in 5 games since the All-Star break for them. So they're in action again against Iowa tonight, and that pulled them still third in the division, but back within 1 point of Texas and Milwaukee. Texas picked up the win last night as well, so it's a very tight race at the top of the Central Division right now. Bob Kaiser has the call for you tonight, 7 p.m., World Radio 1300, 106.9 FM. And then the Spirit in action tonight against, who was it? Sudbury, the Wolves. Here tonight, I wrote down Windsor, but that's who they played last night. It's the Spirit coming off a massive 3-2 overtime win against the Spitfires, a team that has already clinched a spot in the OHL playoffs. They're 17 points ahead of the Spirit with that, 18 points since it was an overtime win last night behind Windsor. But Saginaw, they're almost halfway between first and third in their division. They're 11 points up on the Flint Firebirds, and they're 7-2-0-1 in their last 10. Dylan Clark has the call for that game tonight. Again, the Spirit hosting Sudbury at 7:05 tonight. Dylan Clark on 100.5 WSGW and CHL TV. The Wings inactive tonight, but a big doubleheader going on here in the Four Nations tournament. Just underway, Sweden and Finland. Not a Scandinavian rivalry. Sweden is not in Scandinavia, but... Or Finland's not. One of them's not in Scandinavia. I don't remember which one. But either way, it's not a Scandinavian rivalry. It's certainly a Northern European rivalry. That should be a good one. And then the big game of the Four Nations tournament tonight. USA and Canada getting things underway at 8 p.m. That could be a preview of the the Four Nations Tournament Championship. Of course, that coming on Thursday after the round robin portion.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one, Reagan. That face-off is at 8 o'clock tonight, but U.S. and Canada, they always play to such a high caliber. The environment at the Bell Center is going to be absolutely fantastic tonight. It's going to be loud, and it's going to be all guns blazing for U.S. and Canada.
And, of course, I don't know if any of y'all saw the pregame festivities, USA playing the villain at that tournament. Of course, they're in Canada, so they're going to be booed, but the national anthem was booed in Canada. So, of course, with recent political developments, not surprising, but also should be a heated rivalry matchup tonight nonetheless.
Absolutely, Reagan. It should be a heated match tonight.
So that's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard, and now we're back underway. So, Armentrout's got a 5-minute major. Sanders, that's not Sanders, that's Zale off for 2. Zale only got 2 minutes, or he got an extra penalty. But he only got 2 minutes up on the board. We'll see again. I do not envy whoever is going to have to fill out that score sheet and submit it to the ACHA. Oh, wait. That's me. This will be fun. 6:26 to go in regulation. We're 4-on-4 for another 116. Look out, a giveaway at the side of that. Snapped over top. And now, CMU comes in 3-on-1. Morgan, left wing side cuts in, shot snapped it wide. Rebound behind the net, knocked away. Here's Cincinnati, and looking ahead, Michael, this is going to be a fun couple of weeks for CMU. They got the off week again. They've had a lot of off weeks recently. Do you think that'll have any impact going into the tournament?
Oh, I think so, Reagan. Central Michigan has had an off week before that Michigan series to try and get things right, get things sorted out, and I think that's primarily what has sparked this resurgence in Central Michigan over the past couple weekends. So I think for them, if they can use this off weekend again, upcoming after this one, just to take care of the little things they can get right and continue to hone in on their style of playing hockey and play to their brand and get the little things right, I think it should have a really good impact on the tournament because they're doing so many things well here today. But it's all about how can you carry that forward.
Here's Bishop behind the defense. In big glove save by Rousseau. Holy lifted, another beautiful windmill save by John Brian Rousseau. And despite the fact that it's 8-1, he might be the best player on the Cincinnati team today.
John Brian Rousseau has been standing on his head today, Reagan, and Jake Bishop with a golden opportunity to try and make it a 9-1 CMU lead, but Rousseau with the glove hand makes an incredible save. He has really played phenomenally here today.
Cincinnati on the power play now for another 3 minutes with Armentrout's 5-minute major. So again, Zale sent off, Sanders was that 2-minute minor. And then Armentrout, who got caught up with Sanders in front. My guess would be a face masking penalty on Armentrout to give you the 5-minute major, because it looked like he may have gotten a piece and a hold on Sanders' helmet. But nonetheless, we'll figure it out after the game when we take a look at that score sheet. But it's going to be a fun one for the referees to sort out. Now played back in the Central Michigan end, behind the net of Lauren Jones, who's been very good here tonight and all season in this final campaign in a Chippewa uniform. As we tick down toward 4 minutes to go in this regular season, under 2 minutes to go on the Armentrout penalty. Look out, Moore in with a shot. Big save there by Jones at the side of the net. And we go down the ice with 3:52 to go in period 3. There's an extended penalty kill here for CMU, Michael. They've done a good job all weekend with this PK. But now with a little bit longer, it might prove a little bit more challenging.
Exactly, Reagan. With the longer the penalty it is, the more that unit is out there for Central Michigan, and the more pressure that Cincy is putting on them, the more tired this PK unit is going to be. Look
but
out.
This will help. Nick Kuhn with speed up the right wing, accelerates into the zone, but his pass ahead knocked away there by Lyons. Up the wing, here comes Ogren Katarlin. Tapped it back to the point. Erickson near side, Moore with space. A shot, big glove, big blocker save there by Jones, and now a penalty coming up on CMU. So it'll be 5-on-3 for a minute. 3:06 to go.
It looks like Clements is going to get sent off for CMU with a high sticking call on the native of Clarkston, Michigan. So it'll be 5-on-3. So now Cincinnati has 2 extra men out there with them. So CMU is facing their first 5-on-3 this contest.
So Clements in the box for 2. 6th power play of the contest for Cincinnati. Under 3 minutes to play here from Martin Ice Arena. Reagan Cleaves, by Michael Rosenkrantz. 2 seniors joined by a 3rd, Zach Kennedy, our producer pushing the 1s and 2s. There's Ian Drayton working our camera. It's been a good crew all weekend. Happy to have you all with us. Cincinnati near side, one-time blast. Fanned on there by Lyons, and the Chippewas will wire it out and down the ice. 24 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Here comes Cincinnati, right to left. Here's Vesco, weaving his way through the neutral zone, tries to move past Camara and pays a dear price. Oh boy, Camara decided to go full-on offensive lineman mode and just pancake him.
Whoa. What a hit by Camara.
Always good to see some good old-fashioned hockey. 5-on-3 over, and now Mellis behind the net. Camara right there with him, slapped it across to the near side. Lions on the half boards with 40 seconds to go in the Clements penalty. Behind the net, taken by the Bearcats. Worked free, bottom of the left circle. Weddingle, fan of the shot at the point, got it right side. Millis, a shot, hit the goal post. Now Campbell will move out left to right with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Shorthanded opportunity broken up there by Rayecki. Now Campbell at the line. Couldn't handle it for a moment, bobbled it, and now we'll try to work it into the zone. Chopped off his stick by Fiala. 75 seconds to go here in the 24-25 regular season. Now CMU is going to get another penalty here. So, ironically, Central Michigan has been racking up the penalties despite the fact that they're up 8-1. So now Campbell's going to go to the box with 1:10 left. And now a misconduct call on Fiala. So after that fight, a couple of tempers flaring, and Cincinnati going to go on the penalty here. It's still going to be 5-on-3 here as they're waiting to get the clock up and running. So it's 5-on-3, Cincinnati's 7th power play of the game. And CMU able to get that down the ice, and 5-on-3's over as Clements hops out. Cincinnati back in their own end. Up the right wing as the Bearcats try to him out under a minute to go. And with this senior class, if you assume that they've only all spent 4 years here, which is not the case, they have never been defeated on senior night. Their lone blemish in that record, they're with this win now 3-0-0-1. The lone blemish came what was my freshman year against Lawrence Tech in a 4-4 tie on senior night. Now Miller working up the right wing, cuts in a shot, he scores! Andrew Miller! Out of nowhere! Makes it 9-1!
What a way to cap off senior day. Andrew Miller gets a lead pass up ahead, goes down the right wing with an extra blare of the goal horn for him. That's his second of the campaign, but he works into the right wing circle, fires a shot that handcuffs John Brian Rousseau, and it's a 9-1 CMU lead.
Michael, we have played now in this season. This is game number 32. That's the first shorthanded tally this season for the Chippewas. And what a way to end senior night. Andrew Miller makes it 9-1, and Lauren Jones finishes his 4-year career here with an 8-9-1 victory, on senior night.
Well, if there's a way you wanted to close out the regular season, Reagan, it was something like this. 16-1 the score differential for Central Michigan this weekend against Cincinnati. They'll get a weekend to rest, but the job is not done yet. They have the MCHC playoffs coming up in 2 weekends, which they'll have to prepare for, but this moment, they'll let this moment sink in and cherish the moment because today was incredibly special.
Indeed. The seniors honored 9 goals. And how about that? Averaging 8 goals over the weekend through 2 games. How about that? What a perfect way to honor your 8 seniors. 9-1 the final. We'll step aside, recap the special teams mayhem caused by CMU here today in this 9-1 victory here on the final day of the regular season from Martin Ice Arena. Well, it's been a wild ride the last 4 years, Michael, but it's finally come to an end in the regular season. Central Michigan outscoring Cincinnati 9-1 here this weekend and 16-1 overall here in the last 2 games. It's been a fantastic last 4 games outside of the last 10 minutes of that Michigan game on the road last Saturday. How does Central Michigan carry this in to the game against Michigan next week?
Well, Reagan, I think you got to take a look at what Central Michigan has done right. They are skating with confidence. They are looking for their opportunities. They're establishing themselves in the O-zone. They're backing each other up in terms of defense, and more importantly, they're creating traffic in front of the opposing goalie, which they've done a fantastic job of, and they're continuing to help their goaltenders out. It's really all the little things that Central Michigan has to do, and yes, there's stuff to clean up on with those penalties at the end of the game in terms of staying disciplined, but in terms of the little things that Central Michigan has done, you can take a lot of what they've been doing on both offense and defense into the game against Michigan. They have to continue that into the playoffs, but those last 4 games have been incredible for the Maroon and Gold.
Indeed. Again, outside of that final 10 minutes of that Michigan game, it has been fantastic hockey played by Central Michigan here through the last 2 weekends of the regular season. Let's take you through goal by goal in this one. It was a pretty well-balanced first period for both sides. Cincinnati got a couple of opportunities, only outshot 12-7 in that first period, but Connor Morgan gets a power play goal, the second of the weekend, and what seemed at that point an innocuous stat. Given the fact that CMU went 4 for 5 on the night on the power play, it was the start of something good for CMU. Nick Kuhn would follow that up 2 minutes and 15 seconds later at 16:30 with his second of the campaign, and that was a beautiful tip-in of Julian Johnson's forced turnover at the neutral zone.
It was, Reagan, and with Julian Johnson, he really fed that puck through his defender almost. I don't know if he really meant to do that, but Nick Kuhn was at the right place at the right time, being able to tip it home. And when that puck came from Nick Kuhn, he's just been itching to get on the score sheet some more for Central Michigan. That's his second goal of the campaign, but he's going to be a bright young star for this CMU team in the future.
Yeah, indeed. On a night where it celebrates seniors, it's good to see the freshmen get involved, that young core that's going to come up the next couple of years. Nick Kuhn, Jace Johnson, Maddox Grimes, all those guys. It's going to be a bright future for Central Michigan, especially if they recruit here over the offseason. It was 2-0 after after 1 period of play, and it looked okay. Central Michigan might come away with this one, but then things were blown open in the second period. 2 minutes and 8 seconds in, Kyle Bowerson. Now let's talk about him a little bit more. He gets that puck at the point, lets it go, and John Brian Rousseau was pretty good all night, made a couple of saves, and now there's a couple he'll want back, but he doesn't see that one. He doesn't see that one at all. He's got a couple of redwoods standing out in front of him, and it winds its way into the back, and that's Bowerson's first career ACHA goal.
And what a way to get it on senior day, Reagan. Bowerson ever so ecstatic as he skated through the line. Connor Morgan immediately raced to the net, grabbed the puck, and tossed it to Central Michigan head coach Brennan Martin. That's going to be a memory that he is going to cherish for a lifetime. And would there any be more ideal moment than to do it on senior day?
No, indeed. That reminds me back when I was in high school, final game of a senior's career. That's happened a couple of times, and it always seems like the seniors come out on senior night with a little bit of extra fire under their butt, and they get the win here tonight. Bowerson, then Campbell got a second power play goal of the game at 13:31 to make it 4-0, and that was the second power play goal. So you're going, okay, 2 for 3. That sounds pretty good at that point. And then over the course of the final minute, Central Michigan got a power play as Olgren Katarlin went to the box at 19 minutes for a cross check. They scored 38 seconds later. And then at 19:47, Vesco went to the box for a board. Jace Johnson scores in his fifth straight game to make it 6-0 as we go to the end of the break, where a minute ago it was 4-0.
Exactly, Reagan. The power play has been clicking for Central Michigan this weekend, and it's got to continue for Michigan Flint coming up in a couple weeks, but you're starting to see the Chippewas cycle the puck with confidence, look for their shooting lanes, and when they're able to find them, they've been able to put them in the back of the net, especially in this one, to continue that, to break that drought and build some positive momentum in special teams.
Yeah, indeed. So we would go to the break, 6-0 Central Michigan. Four of their goals came on the power play, and another one a little bit later on was tacked on special teams as well. The shutout was broken 47 seconds into the third period by Nick Lindsay to make it 6-1, but then Morgan and Camara made it 8-1 toward about 5 minutes in, 2 goals in about 2.5 minutes there for CMU, but then they finished things out after a massive skirmish, which we'll get to in a second. But Andrew Miller scores Central Michigan's first shorthanded tally this season with just 19 seconds left in this game.
And as you put it, Reagan, it was out of nowhere, just like a Randy Orton RKO if you want to go there. But Miller, with a great move down the right wing, had it open with so much ice, and his shot just looked like it handcuffed John Brian Russo a little bit of hesitation as he tried to stop it, and Miller found the back of the cage for Central Michigan. Another drought that they were looking to break, they finally did, and all in all, a great performance. Andrew Miller gets back on the score sheet for Central Michigan. Gotta feel good for another youngster to show up.
Indeed, his second of the campaign comes as a shorthanded tally, and that is all she wrote. We'll get to the skirmish on the other side of this break here, but let's take a look at our 3 stars of the game, Michael. Central Michigan, you get Lauren Jones, who's played so well this season, gets yet another start and another win here. He now leads the team and will lead the team at the end of the regular season with 5 wins in just 6 appearances.
He has been outstanding, Reagan, and one of the most recent times you've seen Lauren Jones is when he came in relief in that Northwood series where he only allowed 1 more goal. Other than that, he played very, very well. He played very well here today. And that goal that he let up by Nick Lindsay, there's nothing much you can do about that one. It was chaos in front of the net, a puck that just wouldn't stop moving. Lindsay pops home the rebound. No harm, no foul as Central Michigan was able to back him up. But Lauren Jones, he has been phenomenal for Central Michigan. It's so awesome to see him in the maroon and gold for this team. And just with the stats that he's put up and the performances he's shown in this one, he's going to be a player that's going to be missed.
Yeah, he is going to be a player that's going to be missed. Another player that's going to be missed in the defensive front, Kyle Bowerson. We're going to mention him getting his first ACHA goal. It's great to see him get back on the score sheet here with his first goal of his career, 4th point. And for Connor Morgan, he gets our first star of the game. He had 2 goals tonight. Again, another one on the power play to kick things off for CMU.
Absolutely, Reagan. You touched on it a lot. Connor Morgan has been integral on this power play unit for Central Michigan. You find him often at the bumper position where they love to go to. And with a guy like Connor Morgan, who is known for his goal-scoring ability, he has so much patience in the bumper. And that's really a credit to how much they've worked on special teams, and especially this power play unit in their practices 3 times a week where they're teaching Connor Morgan to be patient and wait for those shooting lanes. And when he gets that opportunity, he fires, and he found the back of the net twice today for CMU.
Indeed, he's been very good this season. Now 7 power play goals on the year for the junior out of Waterford. We'll step aside, take a look at the MCHC's first round coming up in just 2 weeks' time. CMU and Michigan Flint. We'll take a look at that matchup when we come back here on CCHN. Welcome back to the CCHN for the final time here this regular season. Central Michigan and Michigan Flint getting ready in 2 weeks' time to take on each other. Central Michigan with that win improving to 13-17, 2-0. But they're going to be missing a large piece of their offense. We presume, given the fact that he was kicked out of this game, possibly given a DQ, Jace Johnson gets that DQ. And is he going to be out for the next game? Was that a DQ? Okay. So we get the word from head coach Brendan Martin that it in fact was a DQ. That's a big piece of the puzzle missing for CMU in 2 weeks.
It really is, Reagan. And for Central Michigan, in a time like this, when one of your offensive orchestrators comes out, this is where it's a next man up mentality. You got to be ready to be able to pick up your teammate in Jace Johnson, who's going to be out for that DQ with fighting. This is a big task for Central Michigan coming up in a couple weeks. This Michigan Flint team has played you very, very close. They're a team that's sneaky. They're a team that has a potential to jump all over you if you're not careful. And for Central Michigan, again, it's that next man up mentality to take care of the big loss in Jace Johnson.
Yeah, they'll still have their big keys in Isaac Gibbs and Owen Campbell, but without Jace, their leading scorer, it's going to be tough. Another question, who do you go to in net? You've got Lauren Jones, who's your winningest goaltender on the season, now with 5 wins and only 1 loss. He made 30 saves in a 31-shot effort here at Martin Ice Arena in the home win, 3-1 against Michigan Flint. But you've also got Caleb Woolery and Isaac Leisner, 2 very solid netminders, and not to mention your 4th goalie, Nick Wilson.
Absolutely, Reagan. Chippewas have a lot of options when it comes to their goaltenders, but whoever it's going to be, number one thing for Central Michigan, help your goaltender out. In the playoffs, it's win or go home, and your season could be over like that, and it all starts with helping your goaltender out.
Central Michigan hasn't won a MCHC playoff game since the quarterfinals 3 years ago against Lawrence Tech, and in which they advanced to the semifinals against Hope in the 2022 MCHC playoffs. Flint wraps up their season again tonight against Calvin. They are 13-18, 3-2 on the campaign. And the time to be determined in 2 weeks' time. That'll be February 28th. Is that first round matchup. Stay tuned for more on the CCHN, on the CMishIceHockey.com website, as well as our Twitter and other social media platforms. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards. The Griffins snapped their losing streak. Sheldon Dries getting the overtime winner yesterday, but they take on Iowa again tonight. That should be a fun one.
It definitely should be a fun one. And you talk about droughts that needed to be broken. The Griffins getting off that 5-game skid. Hopefully they can build positive momentum going forward, as they're still in very clear contention for a high spot in the Central Division.
Yeah, indeed. They're 1 point behind both Milwaukee and Texas, the top of the Central Division. They are third. They take on Iowa tonight at 7 p.m. Bob Kaiser has the call on Wood Radio 1300, 106.9 FM. You can also watch on AHL TV and Flow Hockey. The Spirit in action tonight against the Sudbury Wolves at 7:05 p.m. They've coming off a big win against Windsor, and they'll get a second crack, or they'll get another crack here this weekend against the Wolves. Dylan Clark has the call for you on radio at 100.5 WSGW, and you can watch it on CHL TV. Finally, the big thing we're going to watch tonight, USA Canada. Forget McGurk Mania. Forget anything else that's going on. I'm going to watch USA and Canada tonight.
And folks, this is from a guy who is not a basketball fan by any means. While basketball at McGurk Arena is going to be fantastic tonight, so is the Four Nations game with U.S. versus Canada. I will also be watching that game. I can't wait for it, Reagan.
Yeah, indeed. It should be a fun one. Both teams won their opening round matchup. USA came out and dominated Finland through the end of the second and third periods yesterday. They were tied 1-1. They ended up winning 6-1 over the Finns. Canada coming off a 3-2 overtime, or was it 3-2 or 4-3?
It was 4-3 overtime.
4-3 overtime win over the Swedes in their first game. So two teams that are undefeated, at least in this point, but USA with benefit of the regulation win come out just a point ahead of the Canadians here entering tonight's matchup. Before we head out, we'd like to thank, of course, this being senior night, Zach. Thank you, Zach Kennedy, our producer, Ian Drayton. But Zach, again, especially as a senior, we're so happy to have you with us here this past season. And for all of you, this is our last home broadcast of the season, and yours last home broadcast. And I don't know about you, it's been a fantastic 4 years for me, fantastic 2 years for you, I presume. But it's a part of the life. It's part of your life that you're never going to forget.
Oh, it certainly won't, Reagan. I'm going to look back on this and just remember all the memories that was made over my last 2 years, your last 4 years. It doesn't matter whether the team wins or loses or ties, it goes to overtime or go to a shootout. What matters the most is the experience that you gain out of this, the bonds that you're able to form with your teammates and your colleagues that you formed at CCHN. And this is one that it's an emotional day, and try not to get choked up on the broadcast here, but this is a very special day, and it's been 2 years that I will never forget, and I hope it's the same for your 4 years, Reagan.
Indeed, it is. You make bonds working in this industry that you're never likely to forget. Devin, Sarah, my longtime broadcast partner, working now down in Florida. It's been a tough year without him. Michael, you're good, but I worked with Devin for 3 years.
I know you did. So
Nonetheless.
what he's trying to say, folks, is it's not the same without Devin.
Indeed, not the same, but still, it's been a very fun last 2 years working with you, Michael. And,
It has been, Reagan.
unfortunately, it's got to come to an end, but there's still one more game.
There is still one more game. All things may come to an end, but the job's not done yet.
No, indeed. Michigan Flint on the docket 2 weeks from now. Before we head out, we'd like to remind you that the broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, Moorhull Television, and CCHN. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distributions of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of CCHN, the ACHA, and MHTV. As we already mentioned, Zach Latest Kennedy, our broadcast producer here today, Ian Drayton running our camera. Public address, at least for the first half, was Derek Steele, who was photographering things again. Special thanks to MHTV for all of the help that they have given us throughout the last 4 years. Again, Mario Caballero, the now retired head of the department. And then, as I see out of the corner of my eye, Joe Grogan, who's been taking pictures of us the last 4 years, and more importantly of the team as well. It's been great to work with you the last 4 years, Joe, and hopefully you go places as you should. So that'll just about do it for us here this afternoon. Central Michigan getting the 9-1 victory over Cincinnati here on senior night. Until 2 weeks from now, CMU and Michigan Flint in the first round of the MCHC playoffs, I'm Reagan Cleaves for Michael Rosenkrantz and everybody else here at CCHN saying so long here from Martin Ice Arena as the Central Michigan Chippewas come out on top over the Cincinnati Bearcats and finish the weekend sweep with a final score of 9-1. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful night, everybody.